You already got people on there too.
And we're live.
Are we though?
Yeah, fairly certain. What up, peoples?
What up, peoples? My name is
Hold up.
Peoples
Let
Hernandez.
me
Because I always look after my
grab
peoples.
this. Oh, okay. Where we at? Where we at? Oh, something's broken.
Something's burping.
Broken.
Oh.
What up, McKenna? What up, Biddy?
Get up, Biddy. Sean P.
Sean P.
So I do want to do the intro.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I am. But
Yeah,
there's
go
a
ahead.
couple things I need to remind people of after this.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ.
You.
And I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective.
Facts.
Facts indeed. Now, breaking news. And I'm saying this only because more podcasters, more journalists, more regular everyday folk online with their social media posts, in person, should be saying this out loud. Ghislaine Maxwell got moved to a minimum security prison, which has no cells, just pods, 2 to 3 people in a pod, no real jail bars. They're allowed outside from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Even be having shit like yoga classes. Ghislaine Maxwell, for those of you living under a rock, is Jeffrey Epstein's madame who helped him traffic hundreds of young girls.
Yep.
She was found guilty as fuck. And I believe they gave her 20 years or some shit like that. And she was at a maximum security prison with the violent motherfuckers because when you get found guilty of what she did, that's where the fuck you go. That's where you're supposed to go. But now all of a sudden, she's been moved to a minimum security prison. All of a sudden, when questions are asked about your orange president, are you going to pardon her? Instead of him going, absolutely not. She's disgusting. Why would I have anything to do with that? I'm a upstanding New York real estate agent turned president. Of course, I don't want anything connected to that. Instead, his first response is, well, I'm allowed to pardon her. What? That's not we asked you. Oh. She's already put out there through her lawyer. She will 100% testify in front of Congress if she gets full immunity. And she's bucking for a pardon. That's what's happening now. I'm not mad at her lawyer because that's his job to do that. Take advantage of all this shit that's happening. But hear me and hear me clearly. If she gets in front of Congress, she's going to say Trump did nothing wrong. Because that's going to be a prerequisite for that pardon.
Right.
He's either going to do that pardon now or he'll wait till after the end of his 4 years. Now, if I was her, I wouldn't rely on that because this motherfucker's a liar.
Well,
he's a goddamn liar. There are a percentage of MAGA who see this for what it is. Thankfully, salute to you. However, there are a lot of people who are now starting to shape their opinions around what the president say, what he want to do. That were maybe a little outraged before, but now looking for excuses to accept that shit. But I'm going to say to you Americans, all of you.
Hey, Gigi.
Hey, Gigi. What I'm going to say to all of you is that you've been duped. You was played for a sucker. They are disrespecting you and playing in your face. For years, they have been saying, think about the children. But what about the children? And over the course of time, while they say that with one breath, they allow school shooters. to walk through the hallways of your kid's school and shoot up the place. And they won't change nary a gun law because they don't care about the children. These same people who was yelling, but the children, think about the children. Every life is precious.
Oh, okay.
Went and made it very difficult for women to get abortions and things of that nature. But these are the same people who just had PBS shut down. Public broadcasting. I don't have to tell any of you, especially if you're of a certain age, how important that shit was to you when you was a kid. I know the days when I was homesick or pretending to be sick. I'd be watching PBS. Because why not? Only thing on the other channels is soap operas. And in PBS, I was being entertained and taught at the same time. Taught at the same time. They managed to sneak me and teach me something while I'm laughing. Not only that, it was a window to other places because I grew up in the hood. I got to see how other kids lived. Different type of neighborhood. Oh, that's nice around there. They got all these trees. You've been duped. You've been played. Now, there are some of you who are steadfast in your cult.
Hold up. Wait. Before you go forward, I just want to make sure everybody understands the gravity of what you just mentioned. PBS, also NPR.
Which interviewed your boy.
NPR is I mean, they're both important, right?
Yeah.
Like this isn't just a scenario where like, oh, we don't get to do our thing. We don't get to watch our silly little entertainment. No. Like so for instance, oh, I don't care about all that national okay. But I know you like Tiny Desk. The Tiny Desk concerts. That's NPR. That's NPR.
Yep.
That goes away. And if you're, like you said, if you're of a certain age, actually several different ages, you just might not know that it was PBS. But let me say some names for you. Let me say some names like Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
I grew up with that.
Reading Rainbow.
I grew up with that.
Dragon Tales.
The Electric
for the younger people, Kalilu.
3-2-1 Contact.
Facts. A bunch of Charlie Brown stuff.
Yep.
A bunch of Charlie Brown stuff.
Bernstein Bears.
Curious George. It was a part of your childhood, whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
Hold up. McKenna says, not to mention NPR is important for emergency broadcasts. Facts.
True.
So like when there's a hurricane and the Wi-Fi is out, absolutely. Also, NPR works a lot of colleges, like in my old university. So there's a lot of work-study students out of work. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I know
this is a major thing.
This is not something to poo-poo because you were taught a narrative that anything that the government funds or touches is going to be bad for the people. It's not true. It's just not true.
Right.
We can have a spirited, valid debate on the things the government does do that doesn't help or waste money. But this ain't one of them.
Correct.
And I know some of y'all already fixing y'all face because your man is there in office and his administration is doing it to say the goofiest shit ever. If you don't like it, leave. Well, first of all, don't threaten me with a good time. And secondly, what were you doing when Biden was president? Seems to me you were complaining about things. A lot of things you were complaining about wasn't even really a thing, to be honest. It wasn't. And you start to see the contrast now that he's not there. And this motherfucker is. You see the contrast. So, what I'm going to say, finally, on this point, is that your government is broken, but it's not the only thing that's broken. You're broken. And you can take that any way you like, because all ways are valid. You are broken in that you don't understand or even remember what to actually value and what not to. You're also broken in the sense that you're buck broken. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and y'all gonna let them do it. You have had dysfunctional political parties running your country, and you all have been under this fucking illusion that they're anything other than private organizations. But that's what they are. They're private organizations. They're only looking out for themselves. It's literally what they are there to do. And they used the American government system as a way to gain power, access, and money. They playing in your face. And you ain't gonna do shit.
That part.
And they know it. And I know it. So, no reason for me to do anything but state the obvious, because it needs to be stated for the record. Because everybody knows what's about to happen with Ghislaine Maxwell. Everybody knows what the plan is. Everybody knows this is one of the worst secrets in American history. You know what's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
This lady about to get off, or she's about to get reduced time. That's what's about to happen. And she's about to say the words that Trump needs her to say so that it can be on repeat. And I know for a fact that the media is going to let that happen. You know why I know they're going to let that happen? Because these are the same motherfuckers that ran all these fucking nice-ass fucking vignettes about Hulk Hogan, who was a piece of shit. And the whole undercurrent of him and his death was people saying, yo, he was a bigot. Yo, he was a union buster. Yo, he stopped motherfuckers from getting money and blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And yet, the mainstream legacy media went with the I am a real American. Despite what you motherfuckers were saying, despite what obviously was the sentiment, they wanted to crowd that out to post him being a real American. I saw it online. I saw it on TV. They about to do the same thing with this shit. No matter what you say, they're going to run with her getting up there saying, Trump did nothing wrong. They're going to run with it. They're going to run with it. And listen here, finally. At my earliest convenience, I'm going to go visit McKenna. At my earliest convenience. Y'all can have it. It's like, because you ain't going to do shit. And they know it. A lot of protests that happened earlier this year. How'd that work out for you? Yeah. Today's the catch-up, though. And we don't mean with mustard.
I mean,
relish.
Mustard! My bad.
A little bit of chili and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, today's catch-up. Why? Because we wasn't here last week.
We was not here last week. Wasn't a thing. Didn't happen.
Right.
Didn't happen. I wasn't here. Can't blame it on me. Well, you can blame the fact that we weren't here on me.
Yes.
That was my fault.
That's his fault.
Yeah. So, I don't even know where. We can start with something that is article adjacent.
Okay.
I love how the brain plays tricks on you. I said
McKenna said it's a nice 60 degree day here today. I bet it is.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Let me see. So I like how the brain plays tricks on you. I was typing for what I was looking for, and I said the words article adjacent, and so I typed the word article.
You didn't type the word adjacent? That's crazy.
No, I caught it before it went that far. So what up, GA?
What up, GA?
All right, so there's been a lot going on, a whole lot going on, and some of it, a good portion of it, you guys are privy to. I was perusing Blue Sky one day.
Yo, you stupid.
And
was it in the month of May?
Shut up. Yo, so I was, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I wrote notes for this part of it. Let's go. Okay.
Did you know?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
You want to know what scuffs my Timbs?
Tell me indeed what scuffs your Timbs.
So we had started this whole push of doing a thing.
I know what you're talking about.
with doing a little more with the Black Culture Geeks IP.
Yes.
Doing a little bit more with it because you know it's been a while. There's been things that we've talked about. Some things we implemented, some things never made it. You know,
right.
But this was something that was well within our wheelhouse to be able to accomplish. And for those who've been around the last few episodes, y'all know we started posting articles on Substack. Started posting articles on
Rather
Substack.
Enjoyed it too.
Absolutely. Amazing. Getting all types of good feedback and all this type, you know, having a good old time. Having a good old time, right? Well, I had posted one or two of the articles from Substack onto Blue Sky. And one of my good buddies over at Blue Sky had tagged me in a post. And this wasn't out of the ordinary. We tag each other in tag each other in a bunch of different stuff. All right, look, this might be funny.
Kiki.
That part. So I look, click on the link. There is a post.
What up, free thinker?
About some Nazi publication and its connection to Blue Sky. I mean, not to Blue Sky, to Substack. I said, oh my.
That's interesting.
That's extremely interesting. So I know why she sent it to me. Because she's aware of me. She understands that this would be a point of interest for me.
This will be.
So I immediately sent that to Sam. And after I sent that to him, I did a little bit of research. Right?
It's always good.
Let's get to the research. So what I went into this research attempting and expect. What up, free thinker? Attempting and expecting to find out information on this recent issue with the Nazis and Substack because we post on Substack.
We do.
And I wanted to get some clarity because there's a scenario or two where this might not have been that big a deal.
Of course.
A scenario or two. Likely one. But whatever. So I'm like, let me get the information on this recent Nazi Substack situation. So imagine my surprise. Matter of fact, I'll just read it. Platform and Principle. A report on the Substack controversy and the market for creator independence. The modern creator economy presents a paradox. It offers unprecedented independence while simultaneously binding creators to the platforms they use. These platforms are not neutral utilities. They are governed by distinct philosophies, business models, and ethical frameworks that shape the environment in which creators work and the communities form. The recent controversy surrounding the newsletter platform Substack and its handling of extremist content serves as a critical case study, forcing creators to confront a fundamental question.
This nigga has lost it, yo. GA said I was up early last Saturday with my orange juice, a bowl of cereal, and my favorite Grim Reaper slice, only for there to be no PCG's podcast. I was disappointed.
Bruh. Hold up.
Where were you?
So, what is the true cost of a platform? The debate has moved beyond features and fees to the very principles that underpin these digital spaces. This report will first provide a definitive analysis of the accusations against Substack, deconstructing the events, arguments, and actions that defined the crisis. It will then offer a comprehensive comparative guide to its leading alternatives, empowering creators to choose a platform that aligns not only with their business needs, but also with their principles. Part 1, the Substack controversy, an anatomy of a platform crisis. Now, again, I went into this expecting to find out about this recent controversy.
Of course.
It's the year 2025, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the year we're in. Okay.
That's the year we're in.
The controversy that engulfed Substack in late 2023 and early 2024 was not a sudden or accidental event. So I just said years that aren't this year. That, at this point in my research, I was like, God damn it. Because this means that this is an ongoing problem.
Yes.
That means it's an ongoing problem. But never to be too hasty. I continue. It was the culmination of the platform's longstanding philosophical commitments, its evolving product strategy, and its core business model. By examining the anatomy of this crisis, from the initial accusations to the company's defense and the subsequent fallout, a clear picture emerges of the inherent tensions in building a platform that promises both absolute free speech and a safe, monetizable environment for a diverse user base. The genesis of the accusations: Substack has a Nazi problem. The public firestorm was ignited in November 2023 by an article in The Atlantic by Jonathan M. Katz, which reported that Substack was hosting and enabling the monetization of numerous newsletters promoting extremist ideologies. Katz's investigation identified, quote, at least 16 of the newsletters that he reviewed had covert Nazi symbols, including the swastika and the Sonnenrad, in their logos or in prominent graphics. I would argue.
So no surprise, no hidden anything. It's there.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I would argue covert was not the right word.
No, I think
overt.
That's completely not the right word.
Yeah, overt. And like, because you said covert, but then you said the swastika. That's not covert. Mm-hmm. That's well known that is
one of the most recognizable symbols in the world.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like no, that wouldn't even be covert. Because I was about to say, sure, before that it meant something else. Mm-hmm. But that's still not covert.
No, because it meant that so long ago.
Yeah.
That what it now means has overtaken it. And listen, I'm not telling the tribal peoples of the world, they can't use it. There's a tribe down there in Panama that uses it. I don't care. They can use it. What we're saying is, if you live anywhere in part of the world that has had to deal with Nazi bullshit, and you're walking around rocking that shit, using the whole, it actually means isn't going to help you. It's not going to help you.
Not at all. No, we know what you are.
Yeah.
We know what you are. So other influential. Oh no, I'm not that far down yet.
You a bookmark.
I mean, not for this type of thing. I don't know how that would work. Okay. Prominent graphics. This revelation provided concrete evidence for what some users had long suspected and moved the conversation from abstract concerns to a specific documented problem. The report acted as a catalyst, mobilizing a significant portion of the platform's user base. In December 2023, a coalition of 247 Substack writers published an open letter directly challenging the company's leadership. The letter's power lay in its precise targeting of Substack's business model. It accused the platform not merely of hosting hate speech, but of actively profiting from it through its 10% revenue share on paid subscriptions. The authors wrote, Substack, which takes a 10% cut of subscription revenue, makes money when readers pay for Nazi newsletters. You cannot be more direct than that.
Yeah, come on.
The letter culminated in a pointed question to the founders. Is platforming Nazis part of your vision of success? This framed the issue not as one of censorship versus free speech, but as one of corporate complicity and financial partnership with extremist movements. The controversy reached a critical mass with the departure of several high-profile writers who took their substantial audiences and revenue streams with them. The most significant of these was Casey Newton's Platformer, the prominent tech newsletter with over 170,000 subscribers. Newton's decision, announced in January 2024, was a major blow to Substack's reputation. As a veteran technology journalist, his critique was grounded in business and ethical terms rather than pure activism. He explained that after weeks of discussion with Substack's leadership, he concluded they had a laissez-faire approach to content moderation. That was untenable. In his departure post, Newton articulated the core of the complaint. Quote, "We didn't ask Substack to solve racism. We asked it to give us an easy, low-drama place to do business and to commit to not funding and accelerating the growth of hate movements. Ultimately, we did not get either." Other influential writers, including author Paris Marx, tech writer Ryan Broderick, and researcher Molly White, also left the platform, citing the company's stance on extremist content. This exodus signaled that the problem had transcended a niche debate and become a significant reputational and business crisis for the company. Substack's defense.
If they hit me with a free speech thing, we're going to have a conversation.
The very first words of free speech. Free speech, flawed analogies, and the unsubscribe button. Substack's leadership responded to the escalating crisis not by fundamentally altering their policies, but by doubling down on a long-held philosophical commitment to a hands-off approach to content moderation, rooted in a particular interpretation of free speech principles. The central document in this defense is a post by co-founder Hamish McKenzie, published on December 21st, 2023. In it, McKenzie attempted to placate critics while holding his ground, stating, quote, "We don't like Nazis either. We wish no one held those views," end quote. However, he immediately pivoted to a defense of allowing such views on the platform, arguing that censorship, which he defined to include demonetization, quote, "doesn't make the problem go away. In fact, it makes it worse," end quote. Invoking a classical liberal argument reminiscent of John Stuart Mill, McKenzie asserted that, quote, "supporting individual rights and civil liberties while subjecting ideas to open discourse is the best way to strip bad ideas of their power," end quote. Yikes. This position was consistent with Substack's historical stance, which had previously been applied to other controversial topics like COVID-19 misinformation. This laissez-faire philosophy is deeply embedded in Substack's operational DNA. The founders themselves have historically made all content moderation decisions, viewing their platform as a direct response to the perceived censorship of larger social media companies. They argue that Substack's business model, which is based on writer revenue rather than advertising-driven engagement, inherently subverts the attention economy that rewards outrage and clickbait. A key tenet of this worldview is the idea that the unsubscribe button functions as the ultimate moderation tool. In this model, readers are sovereign. They control what they see and can simply kick someone out of their house by unsubscribing, placing the onus of moderation on the individual user rather than the platform. Here's the but. Critics were quick to identify a fundamental contradiction in this absolutist defense.
I wonder if they're going to say what I was thinking.
Substack's own content guidelines explicitly prohibit certain categories of content, including pornography, spam, doxing, and credible threats of physical harm. The platform does, in fact, moderate and remove content that violates these rules. This selective enforcement undermines the claim of being neutral, hands-off arbiter of speech. The decision not to explicitly ban Nazi symbols or rhetoric while banning other forms of content is therefore not a principled application of free speech absolutism at all. Instead, it is a specific value judgment by the platform's leadership, one that effectively deems Nazi ideology more acceptable than, for example, pornography or copyright infringement. As one analysis pointed out...
I don't even know how that could be.
Okay. As one analysis pointed out, Substack has decided that Nazis are okay and porn and doxing isn't. The fact that Substack is engaging in a common form of free speech puffery offered by platforms doesn't make it true. Right. And here's the next part about that. The most potent and damaging accusation levied against Substack was not merely that it hosted extremist content, but that it had established a direct commercial partnership with its purveyors. This critique moved the debate from the abstract realm of free speech philosophy to the concrete reality of business ethics and financial incentives. At the heart of the issue is Substack's business model. The platform takes a 10% cut of all revenue generated from paid subscriptions on top of payment processing fees charged by Stripe. This revenue sharing agreement means that for every dollar a reader pays to subscribe to a Nazi newsletter, Substack receives 10 cents. This financial entanglement transforms Substack from a passive host into an active business partner with a vested interest in the success of every monetized publication on its platform, regardless of its content. Casey Newton articulated this point forcefully, stating that the core issue was that major platforms do not, quote, welcome Nazis to set up shop and start selling subscriptions, end quote. The open letter from writers similarly highlighted that Substack, quote, makes money when readers pay for Nazi newsletters, end quote. Faced with this direct accusation of profiting from hate, Substack's response was seen by many as inadequate and evasive. Under immense public pressure and following direct communicating with Newton, the company did take action, removing 5 of the 6 publications that the platformer had flagged as being in violation of its policies. However, this move was widely perceived by critics as a reactive PR move designed to quell the controversy rather than a genuine effort to address the underlying problem. This perception was reinforced by 2 key factors. First, Substack explicitly refused to change the wording of its content policy or to commit to proactively identifying and removing similar extremist content in the future. This refusal signaled that the company's fundamental stance had not changed and that the burden of policing the platform will continue to fall on users and journalists. Second, in a statement to Platformer, Hamish McKenzie attempted to downplay the significance of the removed accounts, noting they had a combined total of about 100 active readers and no paid subscriptions. For critics, this response missed the point entirely. The issue was not the current revenue generated by these specific accounts, but the principle of having a platform that was structurally and philosophically open to monetizing Nazism. By refusal to create a clear, proactive policy against such content, Substack was, in Newton's words, leaving out a welcome mat for Nazis. So, the other part of this is, it's not that... All right, so there are a couple levels, right? Mm-hmm. It would be one thing if you claim absolute free speech and allowed absolute free speech.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right.
If that was the case, and we're going up levels, if simply Substack was a platform where people can make articles about whatever they want, and that was all it was, right?
Right.
And you want to do absolutism, I would understand. Mm-hmm. Next level. The problem with the first level is you make money when people have paid subscribers. All right, so we go to the next level. The next level is by the sheer fact that somebody with these views that is pushing these views could have access to monetizing their platform, you make money from that.
Yep.
So there are some people who will say that's not directly. And you know what? I don't like that argument, but I understand that argument, right? But here's the next level. And why I completely canceled any little bit of hesitation I had about us stopping using the platform. Substack promotes the people who have paid subscribers. So this whole unfollow button, and that's their way of saying that without saying it, the whole unfollow button thing. Because if you think about it, if I go on Substack, I shouldn't have to unfollow anybody that I'm not following.
Right.
It would never have come across my desk.
Right.
But you promote it. You actively promote it.
So we actively see it.
And that there's no understanding for. I can't. No. Yeah, I can't even play devil's advocate with that one.
No. Again, this is the other part of it, and I knew they was going to throw the free speech in there. So
of course,
let me try to educate them on how this works in the real world. So you allow Nazi propaganda to be on your platform, with which you make money, and they potentially make money.
Mm-hmm.
When you say it's because free speech, but when you allow Nazis on your platform, it undermines free speech. Because when their ideology wins, when their ideology takes root, they end free speech. That's what they do. And we've seen, we can't sit here and act like it'd be so abhorrent to so many people that they wouldn't buy into it, because we've seen more people start to embrace it. And even if they don't embrace the entire thing, there are aspects of their shit that they embrace. The fact that you're making money, the fact that they're able to make money, means they get to use that money to further the pushing of their ideology or any other domestic terrorism act that they commit. Because what we're not going to do is act like they're Democrats or Republicans.
Yeah.
That's not what Nazis are. It's just not. There may have been a time in history, long, the 30s, maybe part of the 20s, when they were a political party. They have since disqualified themselves from that through their actions and through the death of millions of people. Mm-hmm. So you can try to hide behind all of that free speech shit, but I'm telling you now, if portions of this ideology take root, and some would argue they already have and are now occupying places of power in your country, they will eliminate free speech. And then you, as the so-called bastion of free speech could be potentially shut down as well, or threatened not to let counter arguments against Nazism on your platform. We already have parts of their ideology in the seats of power. When someone gets pissed because the job report didn't look the way they wanted it to look, and then decides to fire the person that's doing the actual work to report the statistics, that's them trying to shape a narrative. And all of us do try to shape narratives, but not to that extent. That is a blunt object trying to go, get out of here for saying things I don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck out of here. What I'm telling you is you're setting yourself up for the beatdown. You're setting yourself up for the beatdown. And I see you guys do it all the time. It's no different than when the Democrats do that shit. Mm-hmm. When they go, well, we can't do this because it goes against the rules. And or it may be a rule, but if we do it, then when they get in power, they're going to do it. They're going to do it anyway.
That part?
Y'all ran around this motherfucker talking about we can't do that because if health care for everyone, we can't. If we do that, then this. Meanwhile, they going turfs on everybody. And by the way, we're doing mass deportations. We're going to take people off the street and throw them in a gulag in a different country. Strong and wrong, and you weak and limp, and think that your principles are, at the end of the day, what's going to save your civilization. They are not. That shit only works up to a certain degree, and then after that, you got to get your fucking hands dirty, which is why it's always been the thing to punch a Nazi.
Always.
Because it's the understanding that this is not your ordinary conversation. They have disqualified themselves from this pool of ideas where we all discuss and disagree, and then we walk away agreeing to disagree. No, because when they win, when they gain influence, fuck shit happens.
That part.
And you might be thinking
that's 100% success rate,
bruh. You might be thinking, well, I'm not part of the ethnic group that should be worried. Wrong.
Not how that works.
Wrong. Wrong. You know how many white people Nazis killed too?
Bruh.
Listen.
So if you're foolish enough to think it's just Jewish people, do you know what skinheads are?
Bruh.
Do you know what skinheads are?
Yes. You got bashing, you got unity.
Do you know
what up, Discord?
What up? Do you know the symbol that the skinheads use?
I'm vaguely familiar.
So no, this is not how that works. And then on top of that, remember how many
the leopards wouldn't eat my face.
Remember how many people were not considered white when the whole white thing started?
Oh my.
Like Irish people, for instance.
Oh my.
Like this has been a whole
Italians.
thing. Italians. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. So do with that information what you will.
Exactly. I've had this conversation with people before too, and you need to understand something. Because a lot of people take offense at that. But the facts are what the facts are.
That's
you
it.
Get mad all day long.
Mm-hmm.
The reality of the situation is they pick and chose who they wanted to be white.
Absolutely.
White meant a certain thing. Or it only included a certain group.
Yeah.
And then over the course of time, they spread that out. Why?
They needed numbers.
Numbers. If you can get somebody coming from over here from Ireland and get them to buy into you're white now too, there's something about the way humans a lot of the times absorb that. oh, I'm part of this group. And then groupthink comes into play. And then, especially if you're getting subtle benefits from being that. For instance, the assumption thing. I always tell people a lot of times that there's a privilege called the privilege of assumption. The privilege that says that people will automatically assume you're smarter, will automatically assume you're less criminal, less violent, will automatically assume that you're not up to no chicanery. That privilege is not awarded to Black people. It's not awarded to certain groups of Latino people. It's not awarded to different foreigners that come from different places. It's not awarded to them because the assumption then is you probably did it, or you know something about it, or you know the person that did it. I can't tell you how many times it was assumed I was about to go inside somebody's car and do something stupid to them just because I'm standing on the bus stop. I can't tell you how many times it was assumed when I walk into an elevator that I would snatch a motherfucker's purse. Because, I mean, look at me. Obviously, I'm about to do something, right? Because I don't get the privilege of assumption like, oh, that's just the guy just waiting for the bus. Oh, that's the guy getting an elevator to get up to an office floor. You come over here from someplace else and you already have the complexion for the connection, and now they have decided you're white too, you start getting used to not having those same issues that I have. And then you start looking at, well, why do those other people have those issues? And instead of you coming to the right conclusion, which is bad PR, prejudicial way of seeing, for instance, we get judged by our worst examples. So there's a Black guy out there that then robbed 15 stores, beat a bunch of old ladies over the head and took their purse, sexually assaulted a couple of women, killed somebody's dog, and on top of that, sold some drugs. We get judged by him. That's the exact man. And then we're told that we should be held accountable. We should be held accountable for what they did, the whole group. I've already ran the numbers on this show before about how small and minuscule the number of violent crimes is in comparison to how many people in this country are on the census as Black. It is minuscule, and yet, whole group down there, we all get that. When you have the privilege of assumption, that's not something you have to deal with. So they wanted numbers. And I noticed too, people who have backgrounds from Europe, the background they come from, these people hated each other. They hated each other. They was at war with each other. They did shit, but as soon as they come over here, you put that label on, oh, they're white. Now, the expectation is for them to have the same political views. And we know that's not true. The reason we know that's not true is because I know a bunch of white folks is like, man, I don't really rock with that. That's not some shit I'm with. So we know it's not true.
Right.
I'm just saying, you allow that ideology to take root because you think you're going to be safe.
Right.
Think again.
Or it'll be different this time.
Right. Think again, because Nazis killed a lot of white people. They killed a lot of them. And you can't be sure how that ideology has morphed or mutated over the years to all of a sudden start to see people who used to be thought of as traditionally white. It's not white. You're not white no more. We don't look at you like that. Why would you put that in the hands of these nutbags? like I said, man, y'all keep playing a lot of games. Y'all play a lot of games. And it's going to turn around and bite you in your ass because you'd rather favor the thought experiment over the lived reality. Exactly, GA. You see how fast they call Elon a South African, right? Just saying. It's the other thing too that they do. So literally the same things that was happening in Europe was happening in Africa. Meaning, in Africa, the tribes are just different nations. They have different histories, many times different languages, different cultures, and different religions. So they would beef with the next nation. That's literally what was happening in Europe. But how it's seen is different because of the privilege of assumption. Napoleon is thought of as great general. Then Africa, they're warlords. See how that worked? See how that worked? The privilege of assumption. Somehow, when they do violate human rights against each other in Europe, like they did for a large part of history, violate each other's human rights, fuck each other up, and take each other's shit, and even enslave each other, and all this stuff. Somehow that's seemed different than when the stuff was happening in Africa. The Africans were savage for doing it, but the Europeans weren't. That privilege of assumption has made its way all the way over here to the United States. Right?
That part?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the long and short of it is, yo, stop giving Nazis a free ride, B. No. So yeah, we left that platform.
So, when this happened is when I wrote these notes, and I'm gonna finish the notes because I wrote the notes. I wrote the notes, so I'm gonna say them. They're a little outdated. They're a little outdated, but I ain't have time to fix them, so I'm gonna read them how they are.
Right.
And then I'm gonna let y'all know what's different.
Right.
So yeah, Substack platforms and supports Nazis is the plain and simple way of saying it.
Yeah. Facts.
No, that's not virtue signaling. No, that's not a metaphor. No, that's not hyperbole.
Right.
This is an issue that goes back years, actually, and I was just recently made aware of it. It's not actually as heinous as it might have initially seemed.
I was reading some of the comments that I missed, and my fucking is funny,
yeah. It's not as heinous as it could have potentially been with what I thought it was from that initial post and the people's reactions to it. However, it's just as unacceptable.
Right.
It's just as unacceptable. So basically, Substack, like I said, allows free speech. They say the best moderation, blah, blah, blah. People not subscribing. That's not how that works.
No.
No. So we were looking for a new place for our content. So, all right, there's not much in here that is not related. So we have found a new place.
Mm-hmm. A new home.
A new home. I have begun to set it up. It's in construction. I mean, it's not that much left that I have to do.
Right.
And interestingly enough, all you have to do is go to www.blackculturegeeks.com and you'll see it. You'll see it. Everybody who was already subscribed to our Substack, I went ahead and transferred your membership over to the new place. So you'll probably, when we start making posts and get active there, you'll probably get the email notifications. So if you have subscribed to the Substack, you really don't have to do anything but go unsubscribe from Substack. And in the event that once we start making posts there, you don't get anything, let us know. Right. Or like I said, you can just go to www.blackculturegeeks.com.
Right.
And right now, so there's some of you who either know how the internet works or don't know how the internet works and just get lucky. Who don't understand how routing and everything works. Right now, the routing does not work consistently. So you cannot right now just type blackculturegeeks.com and expect to get to the site. I'm working on that now. But if you type the whole www.blackculturegeeks.com, you should be able to get there with no issue. And this new platform has things that Substack did not. So even with the things that we were potentially talking about planning on doing with the Substack, we should be able to do those things and more.
Pretty awesome
with this new platform. So
pretty awesome. I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, and with yo, GA,
he's ass, yo. He's ass, yo. He's ass.
Do you have access to a service HTX file? No, I do not. But like I said, it's already the as you can probably guess from the website name, it's our shit.
Yeah.
So we don't have that issue of worrying about who else is doing stuff on the site.
Exactly. This is what we do.
This is us. This is us.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that has been posted on Substack has been transferred already. So if you have missed anything that we posted on Substack, you can still go to the new site right now and see it. So that's that. That's where a lot of my energy was focused.
I can imagine.
This past week in trying to get that up and running. So yeah, it was.
Thank you, GA.
Considerable undertaking. Thank you, sir. It was a considerable undertaking, but we in there. We in there,
and we out here.
And what what it looks like right now is not what it will look like. It don't look bad right now, but we're gonna make some changes.
We're gonna move some furniture around.
Yeah, I just figured the most important thing was getting the stuff that we already had up over there. Yep. Yeah. So Big Mike,
Mighty Mike Gleason.
So yeah, that's it for that for now. But look out for more updates with that. That's gonna be very interesting.
It is because there's a lot of things we wanted to do, right? And we thought Substack was going to be the portal for which we was going to do that. Turns out, no. But it's a blessing in disguise because we have a lot more independence over there on our shit. Do what the fuck we want to do. So yeah, no telling how it will grow.
Yeah.
I also suspect that it can evolve into a lot of other stuff because of the fact that it becomes home base to a certain degree.
Absolutely.
So. And I've noticed we are a lot more active with just content in general now because there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
There's a lot of stuff
to talk about, a lot of articles that can be made. It's just a lot of shit. And as bad as a lot of the stuff actually is, one of the good things that come from it is that it's fodder for content. So,
Yeah. So I will be making an article or last article for Substack explaining that we're leaving, why we're leaving.
Right.
And free speech, right? So they can't stop me from talking about how shitty they are.
Yeah, right. Because remember, they had no problem with Nazis calling people names. And
so it shouldn't be an issue for me to call them out for that. Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. And there will also be a somewhat companion article on the news site explaining what happened. There will be different articles, but they will probably cover similar, if not the same stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, that'll be the first new article that goes up on the new site, and that will be the last article that goes up on the Substack.
Welcome.
So, yeah, facts. So yeah, we in Mike said free speech. So Yeah, that's what's going on with that. Let me see. I mean, it is called the catch up, so let's get into the review. Oh, I'm sorry. I got one more thing.
Okay.
Before we get into the normal weekend review type stuff. Actually, I got two more things. All right, I'm gonna speed through this one. Divine.
Oh damn.
So we was sitting there minding our business.
I mean, that's what we typically do.
That's what we typically
motherfuckers would deny that, like,
yeah, it is what it is. They don't know nothing. Who's minding our business? Cindy? What up? And Cindy, I don't know if you want to go back or not, but TLDR, we have a new website, www.blackculturegeeks.com. Go check that out.
We be doing stuff.
From time to time. So I forget it was a Friday. Yeah, it was a Friday. So it was probably the day before we went on the trip that I'll be telling y'all about a little bit later. And Chrissy gets a text message. Does she? She gets a text message. The text message says, "Hello and happy Friday. The rest of the front desk staff," this is about Divine. Mm-hmm. "The rest of the front desk staff quit on the spot yesterday. And now HR wants to hold an open forum on Monday to talk about how to better the organization. Yet
Wait, hold up. Stop. Motherfuckers was like, we out shit.
Thanks. Yo. So Kara is still MIA and posting from yet another vacation. Now, a little pushback on that part.
What?
Because I understand content creation and I understand this shit is all fake. Okay. It is absolutely possible she's not actually on vacation.
Okay.
And in the post, because I went and checked, in the post she never says she's on vacation, but it's a lot of pictures of beaches and so
places
that Kara Baltimore, because we don't really got no beaches in Baltimore. That Kara
to be clear, there are no beaches in Baltimore.
That Kara Baltimore would not be at unless she was on vacation. Maybe allegedly, because she never actually says she's elsewhere. But the images.
May I just state, I would certainly enjoy a few days at a beach. You know what I'm saying? A few days.
I mean, allegedly, I don't know. She never said, but the pictures are there. The posts. Did you hear me? The posts.
With an S on the end. Several S's.
Yeah, they're there. So, I don't know if she's living her best life before she got to deal with that lawsuit.
Motherfuckers got low.
I don't know if she's living her best life before she got to deal with that lawsuit up north.
Lawsuit begins with L.
Hey,
listen,
I don't know. Yo, Discord. So,
I know, Mother Damon. I know you had a good time down there. I know you did.
Conversation goes on. Normal conversation. Next update, they asked insert person and insert other person here to be interim clinical directors, which one of them is thinking of it from a logical standpoint, but I just know they asked the other person because she has consistently shown she's willing to do anything for the company to save herself. then she pretended to be shocked when she was named Employee of the Month. Chrissy asked, "What is the open forum supposed to be?" Because y'all already know y'all trash. The person responds and says, "Who knows? I genuinely don't know what the point of it would be because we've already done something similar to this in a staff meeting, and it went nowhere because of Kara's crocodile tears, and she continues to say things that she doesn't follow through on."
Right.
So, like, remember when we talked to her and she was like,
"I remember.
Yeah, I'm about to get." This was May, by the way. Early May, I believe.
Yes.
And she had said specifically to Chrissy that she was about to get back involved and more hands-on.
Of course.
They saying they ain't seen her since.
Oh, damn. Oh, I know what the mistake was. She wasn't talking about that company. She was talking about the other one.
Okay. Got you. So no front. Chrissy said no front desk is wild.
Yo,
it is.
Wait a minute, how many people was at the front desk?
I don't know, bro, but they all gone.
Jeez.
So their last response was they're panicking, knowing that people have in-person sessions on Monday, so there's nobody to greet them when they come in. HR sent an email yesterday talking about a, quote, friendly reminder that the offices are closed on Friday for telehealth purposes. No, y'all ain't had no staff to open the building. So, as I have said before, I will say again, no matter how it has to happen, whether that is Kara whipping her company into shape or the company no longer existing, I hope that the harm they are causing to our community ends as soon as possible.
Those 100-something families.
Those 100 black families.
I feel bad for them.
I feel terrible for them. All right.
The fuck?
So the other thing, I'm going to try to make it short as possible because I don't even have. So this is going to be terrible. And normally I wouldn't do this. It's just that we have so much to get through. I would not hand wave a story like this because it is an important scenario. Like it's dealing with SA.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would not generally hand wave or yada yada a story like this. However, the point of it that I'm trying to get across has less to do with the essay part.
Right.
And we got a lot of stuff that we got to get to. So, where we at? I think if I go, there was a situation at DreamCon. Blah blah blah, gender, blah blah. DreamCon, okay. All right. So there was a situation at DreamCon. I'll say the alleged accusers. I mean, not accuser. The alleged abuser's name. I will say, what up, Bo Flex?
Bo Flex.
I'll say his name because fuck him. But everybody else, I'll
redact.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's fuck some of them, of the everybody else. But I'm still not gonna say their names. All right. So, Jermaine Jordan is the accused, and he's a relatively popular content creator in the geek landscape.
Yep. One I used to actively frequent.
Yeah. So he asserts his opening statement is that he takes sexual assault seriously. He denies any wrongdoing. Actually, let me see if I can find the actual. Did I? Oh, there is a way for me to get to it.
Is it?
I think it's in my screenshots.
Oh,
so instead of, because we can hand wave it less if I actually have the screenshots.
Right.
Because the more I started talking, the less I wanted to truncate this situation. All right, that's the one girl. All right, the guy. I'll say his stuff first because it's better. Honestly, sadly enough, only because it's better narratively to get my point across. So I'll say his stuff first. First, I want to say that sexual assault is serious and should be taken seriously.
All the time.
With that being said, I have been accused of sexual assault by a group of women who have been harassing me. I did not sexually assault anyone. Right? That is an interesting opening argument that gets the points across that I'm sure you want to get across.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then he says, this person has said to me and multiple others that this was consensual sex. So this is the second post. And at this point, he is still protecting their name. Keep that in mind. DreamCon weekend, I was hanging out with my accuser. He did not protect their name. I understand from a human point why he wouldn't, because they're accusing him of some heinous shit. Okay, I get that. Still not fond of it.
No,
I get you. I get you. My accuser and said victim, and then he outs the victim. Very second post. Like, okay. At their Airbnb, we pre-gamed and had drinks. One of them, the accuser had a big bottle of tequila we were sharing. By the time we ended up going out, I was intoxicated already. I vaguely remember the time at the bars we went to. I had others say to me that I was drunk and incoherent. Me and the alleged victim and another person made our way to the accuser's Airbnb in an Uber somehow after leaving the bar. When we got back, my car had been towed. I was frustrated and trying to figure out how I was going to get my car back.
Right.
I grabbed a bottle of tequila and started drinking. I paced around outside in frustration, then later went into my accuser's Airbnb to sit, and she went outside to smoke. The alleged victim then approached me for a kiss. After kissing, I pulled her into a room for privacy. I was laying on my back in the bed. She started to go down on me. She then took off her underwear and climbed on top to have sex. I grabbed my privates in an attempt to stop her because I wasn't sure about doing that. She proceeded to then do it herself. First, I already got that. After a while, another person, we'll call her the rescuer.
Wilhelmina.
No, we'll call her the rescuer because she is one of the few people in the scenario who did what the hell they were supposed to do. After a while, the rescuer then knocked on the window, and I quickly got dressed. After seeing her frustration, I left the Airbnb and walked back to my hotel. The next day, the alleged victim then gave me the full story of the night and said that the rescuer was trying to make it seem like it wasn't consensual. She had told her it was consensual and she didn't want anybody knowing. Me and the alleged victim had built up months of talking to each other about sexual relations. Our first time doing this was the Thursday of DreamCon. There was no drinks, just me and her in my car. We both had an understanding that we liked each other. A month later, the accuser and the rescuer then began to start a narrative that I assaulted the alleged victim. They've told every content creator they can about this in an attempt to get me banned from future events. Me and the alleged victim were still in contact after the event, but with the situation, our relationship had created I distanced myself from her. I contacted her a few days ago to inform her that the rescuer and my accuser were telling everyone about this narrative. She says she knew nothing about it and would talk to them to try and make him stop. She also reached out to creators to tell them that this wasn't true as well. I didn't tell her to do this. She did it on her own. Yesterday, a post was made on Twitter, a full story twisted to make it seem as if I had plotted to take advantage of the alleged victim. I did not assault her or anyone. I am blocked, so I had to make this account to respond. So he did all this on a burner. Okay. All right, so that is the story, right? So I wanted to tell that part because I wanted to make it clear, absolutely clear. No, nigga. No, that's not how this works. And it might not be abundantly clear to any, to be clear, I don't believe anybody that's listening to us that is a regular listener is like, nah, nigga, hear him out. But what I will say is, I understand that version of the story doesn't necessarily give enough detail for you to understand that no, nigga. All right. So here's the full story from the accuser, not the alleged victim, the person who was publicly accusing, because when she first started this, she did not say the alleged victim's name. She did not say the rescuer's name.
Right.
This was even with how I feel about how this story went, I still feel like this was her actually trying to be helpful.
Right.
All right. Trigger warning: sexual assault. This is an official statement of the events that occurred the night of May 31st into the morning of June 1st, 2025 during DreamCon weekend in Houston, Texas. The situation was handled with the utmost care and respect to the victim's privacy that weekend, which is why the statement is delayed. We hope that you digest the information displayed and move accordingly to remove this person from your online and personal spaces. She's talking about Jermaine when she says that part. The woman, who will not be named for security purposes, has granted me full permission to discuss and post the events below. Oh, and again, another point of reference. His side of the story, to be clear, he posted after this. After this person posted this.
Okay.
So Jermaine Jordan, 33. Jordan, I'm about to do it again. Jermaine Jordan, age 33, is the content creator in this community in which this pertains. In this timeline, the beginning details are to explain the gradual increase in intoxication of the victim, age 23, so already a 10-year difference, throughout the night leading up to the assault. Jermaine Jordan was present during the entirety of the gradual intoxication of the victim. That's also important. Jermaine Jordan was only seen drinking during the pregame at the Airbnb, and then a second time at the 90s, 2000s after party, not showing any signs of intoxication.
Mm-hmm.
So remember that nigga said he was drunk. To preface, myself, the victim, and witnesses have known Jermaine Jordan for almost a year, if not a little more. We all consider him a very close and trustworthy friend. The night of May 31st into June 1st, my Airbnb was the meeting ground for after parties the majority of the weekend due to its convenient location. Many friends and witnesses coming in and out throughout the con weekend. This particular night, there were 6 people, myself included, over at my Airbnb to pregame before the after parties. There were 2 after parties this night. 4 of the 6 people, myself included, were going to the 90s, 2000s, and the other 2, which were Jermaine and the victim, were meeting another friend who will be referred to as witness number 1 at the Battle of the DJs. The victim, while pre-gaming at the Airbnb, became crossfaded prior to leaving in the Uber with Jermaine. After pre-gaming, we all went to our separate after parties. Upon arrival to the Battle of the DJs after party, Jermaine and the victim met up with witness number 1, previously stated above, to gather their entry tickets. The witness has stated that once they first met with the victim, she said, name redacted, "Help me, I'm drunk and high." What up? Help me, I'm drunk and high. And the witness observed her stumbling. After entering, the witness, victim, Jermaine, and some friends walked over to the bar to get drinks. The witness purchased a round of drinks for the friend group, including the victim, but excluding Jermaine as he walked off from the group, leaving the victim with witness number one. Mm-hmm. As the night progressed, the friend group danced and partied per usual. Then eventually they gathered outside to see Jermaine walking with mutuals. As everyone was conversing, the witness states that she had to help the victim to stand. Then Jermaine began to call an Uber for himself and the victim. All right, I was going to wait till the end, but just for the sake of time, I'm going to do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
What the fuck do you mean you saw her stumbling, then bought her more drinks?
That's the wildest, bro.
And then... Well, I didn't get to that part yet. But what do you mean you saw her stumbling and then you bought her more drinks?
I know. Wait a minute. She looks drunk over there. Get us some more.
Like, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing here? What do you mean? All right. So she helped the victim to stand. Then Jermaine began to call an Uber for himself and the victim. As Jermaine began to walk away again, the victim and witness began to follow him. Seeing as they were at the top of some stairs, the witness states that she called out to Jermaine and said that the victim was about to fall and needed his assistance. Then stated that Jermaine looked back but kept walking. After making it down the stairs and exiting the club, witness number one then berated Jermaine with questions and demands to take the victim home, seeing as she was too intoxicated to continue the night. An associate of a well-known creator was concerned for the victim's well-being that night as well, asking the witness if the victim needed an Uber home.
That's another witness to her inebriation.
Yes. To which the witness replied that they were both her friends and he was trustworthy. Now, to this point, right, I can understand her not being suspicious of him. Mm-hmm. Suspicious is not the word I would use. However, you just told this nigga that you needed help getting her down the steps, and he just turned around and looked at you and kept walking.
Which is nuts, by the way.
That's nuts. Insane. Like, what the fuck? Never mind. Let me not do that. So then there's a message, text message. Witness number one messaged the associate later to let them know that they both took an Uber home. Jermaine, with the victim in the Uber with him, informed witness one that he was going home, but then began messaging in a shared group chat asking where others from the second party were. The witness, seeing this, grew agitated, demanding for the victim to be taken home. The victim herself states that she recalls Jermaine taking her to another bar prior to arriving to the now third location, being the 90s 2000s party. And okay, then there's the text message proof, which I don't have to read because I literally just said it. That was she's just reposting it because hey, this is actually what happened.
Right.
The victim herself. Okay. Upon arriving to the 90s 2000s after party, a picture was taken of the victim, slumped over completely, and sent in the shared group chat.
That's crazy.
Witness one expressing her anger once again that the victim was not taken home.
That's crazy, bro.
And this is the group, the chat thread. Jermaine says, "Where the club at?" The witness says, "90s 2000s." Jermaine said, okay, never mind then. Somebody sent a picture of, the witness. I mean, not the witness, the alleged victim. The witness says, "Jermaine, you took this bullshit ass pic? Like this makes anything better?" And he no-sold it.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Same way he no-sold, she's falling down. We need you to come back here. And, yeah.
Right. All right. Witness number one was then told that Jermaine was taking care of the victim, but then again expressed how she told him to take her home, and he brought her to another location, also explaining how the victim was not okay. Now, at this point, Multiple witnesses saw Jermaine take the victim from the 90s to 2000s after party in an Uber alongside a friend back to my Airbnb. So they weren't alone at this point.
Right.
I was already home. The victim recalls that upon arrival to my Airbnb, Jermaine had noticed that his car was towed. They entered my Airbnb, Jermaine sitting in a chair and the victim laying on the couch. The second friend that shared the Uber back alongside them and I were in the kitchen. The victim states that she did remember kissing Jermaine on the couch at the Airbnb. Then he motioned for her to follow him into my bedroom. Shortly after they both entered the room, I approached the door to try and gain access, but it was locked. My friend and I, both intoxicated, sat in the kitchen dwelling and unsure of what was going on and what to do. Now, I can't talk for whatever. I can't talk for everybody, right? And you say you were intoxicated. I hear you. What? Actually, let me keep going. Again, the person who was telling the story and another friend sat in the kitchen unsure of what was going on and what to do after they realized that the door was locked. Out of frustration of trying to get the door open to my bedroom, I walked out of the Airbnb to take a walk around the block, calming myself down. The other friend, aka the only other person that was in the building that could intervene in any way, shape, or form, followed behind me to not leave me alone on the streets of Houston so early in the morning. After around 30 minutes, I returned back to the Airbnb and called another friend who shall be named witness 2. This is the person who I refer to as the rescuer, crying for help. When I called her, I stated that Jermaine and the victim are locked in my bedroom. I think having sex. I don't know, and I don't know what to do. It's almost 4 a.m. Witness number 2, without hesitation, said that she was on her way with a friend. Now, what the hell do you mean y'all left them in the Airbnb alone? Like, you bring up that you were intoxicated, right? So that is a variable that I have to take into account. However, you knew she was you knew she was drunk before she left your Airbnb. You're in that group chat, so you know that she had gotten progressively worse throughout the night. There is no scenario where I am with anybody I call my friend and I see evidence that they are progressively getting drunker and more intoxicated, and I just leave them to do whatever it is to do. Like, if I'm in a situation, and people are built different, I guess, right? If I'm in a situation where I see one of my peoples is deteriorating, for lack of a better term, I'm going to then stop imbibing.
Yo, honestly, more than one person need their ass beat.
That part.
More than one person need their ass beat.
Once I realize that this is heading down a specific lane, I'm going to stop drinking.
Yeah.
Me. I can't. I guess different people are different. Sure. I'm going to stop getting intoxicated.
Yeah.
Because I know that this person who I consider my friend is slowly becoming less in their right mind. Slowly having less control of their faculties.
Right.
I don't give a fuck who else they with. If I'm made if I'm made aware of it.
That's right.
And we are somewhere together, even though we're not in the same physical location at this moment.
Right.
But we're somewhere together. We're out of town.
Oh my goodness.
I am not. What the fuck do you mean? Then you left her in the Airbnb with him? And the only other person that was there left with you too?
Bro, multiple people need their ass beat.
And it was your Airbnb.
People. Yeah.
Which makes this next part worse. So, Upon arriving to my Airbnb, witness number 2 banged on the outside window of the bedroom, yelling that she was coming in. She then entered the Airbnb and approached the locked bedroom door, trying to enter. My friend and I waited for everyone outside while the witness de-escalated the situation. Upon realizing it was locked, she realized that there was another entrance door to the bedroom through the bathroom, and she proceeded to open that door. When she opened the bathroom door, that's when Jermaine ran from the bedroom into the bathroom laughing. Now, ma'am, this is your Airbnb. Why did you not realize that there was another way into the room?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking? Like, I don't. All right. So, after seeing him, witness 2 states that he said, "What the fuck are you laughing for? This is not funny."
Right.
Lex, because she names herself. Lex is the person who is accusing. Lex is outside crying, and we told you to take the victim home. Witness number 2 explains that Jermaine replied, "What? She's crying?" As she walked past him into the bedroom, telling the victim to get dressed, "We're taking you home."
McKenna, that part, my friends and I would have thrown hands.
That part,
drunk, but
what?
That part right there, nigga. Yeah, all right.
Why? First of all, why did y'all leave her alone with him in the living room? Then, and I am coming off a bit harsh, only because of the fact, like the only reason I'll accept that I'm coming across harsh is that they thought that he was cool, right? So that part I'll accept me coming off as harsh for. Mm-hmm. However, no. What do you mean?
And far as I thought, hold up. And this is where y'all gonna have to learn to be a bit more malevolent, right? Fuck all that. We thought he was cool shit.
That part.
Like, I don't care how cool we thought he was. She should not be alone with this motherfucker.
That part. All right. So now the victim comes forth because she was outed by dude. Oh, also a part that I didn't get to see, but I saw that it happened tangentially from someone else who responded to Jermaine bitch ass. He participated in revenge porn.
Oh, come on!
Not only did he out her, he showed.
This gets worse and worse.
Picture,
bro.
I don't know if it's a picture or a video that she sent him in a way to prove, quote unquote, that this was consensual.
This gets worse and worse.
So, here is the victim's account. Due to the outing of my name, although I had wanted to remain anonymous, I have no choice but to come forward and further elaborate on the events that took place on the night of Saturday, May 31st, into the early morning of Sunday, June 1st. I am the victim stated in the thread regarding a sexual assault committed by Jermaine Jordan. In this statement, I will outline the events that occurred leading up to Saturday and Sunday in question. The dates are Wednesday, May 28th, Thursday, May 29th, Friday, May 30th. Gotta go back. Oh no, it's a new page. Okay, new tab. Since I have known Jermaine for the last 2 years, I've considered him a close and trustworthy friend. However, our flirtatious relationship began in late February. I had feelings for Jermaine, and from February to June, we flirted and talked inconsistently. We've had conversations about wanting to be intimate with one another months leading up to DreamCon. With his knowledge that I was a virgin, I informed him that I highly value my nigga. I informed him that I highly value my body and virginity and that I was saving it for someone whom I trusted. The night of Wednesday, May 28th, a few friends, including the anonymous witnesses, Jermaine and I were all together in Houston, Texas. The friend group established that Lex's Airbnb would be the meetup spot for any events concerning DreamCon and DreamCon itself. It was a regular hangout. Our first night concluded and everyone went their separate ways. Oh, so she sends a screenshot of conversation between her and Jermaine, basically expressing the relationship that they had to that point. The next night, Thursday, May 29th, a couple of friends, including Anonymous Witness 1, stated in Alexis' Twitter thread, Jermaine and I attended a couple of parties to kick off our DreamCon weekend. Once the events were over, Jermaine drove a friend and the Anonymous Witness number 1 back to their respective places to stay, thus leaving him and me alone in his car. Upon arriving at my respective Airbnb, we consensually performed sexual acts on one another, but it was not penetrative. Friday night, May 30th, a group of 9 friends who included Lex and her friend, Witness number 2, and her friend, Jermaine, and me, all met up at Lex's Airbnb after attending DreamCon's official after party. Once the night was concluded, everyone went back to their homes for the weekend. To address Jermaine's Twitter thread in response to Lex's Twitter statement, on his side of the situation directly, I will now take the time to not only convey the story correctly, but also hold myself accountable for the things I said in the text messages between Jermaine and me, while also explaining my thought process at the time. To start, on the night of May 31st, I was at Lex's Airbnb where we pre-gamed with friends before heading to the after party. We had planned to attend that evening. Before getting in the Uber with Jermaine, I was heavily intoxicated, and seeing as I was smoking, I became crossfaded. The entire night, I was not in the right state of mind, and my judgment was diminished because of my impaired state.
Of course.
Though being intoxicated, I contemplated whether or not I wanted to stay inside or go out and enjoy my night with friends. I decided to choose the latter, thinking I was okay enough to be able to hold myself together for the night. Trusting Jermaine as my friend, though it wouldn't be his responsibility, I felt as if I was safe with him if anything happened. I want to correct her on this. It's absolutely his responsibility because he's supposed to be your friend. It's not that he's your guardian, your father, or some right. shit like that. But right. Absolutely, you go out of town with people, you are all each other's responsibility.
Yeah,
it's an exaggerated statement, but the adage goes: either we all come back, or none of us come back. So, as the night go ahead.
First of all, I just feel like rule of thumb for you fucking goofies. If the girl is inebriated and you are very much unsure about what the original intentions were,
just don't.
Yeah. There's no reason. Bro, you have no excuse.
And like
no excuse.
Even on the more cynical side of that, like, oh, this might be your only chance. This wasn't the end of the trip. This wasn't the end of the trip. There would have been another chance. There would have been another opportunity for y'all to be alone. Y'all had already done something before this. There would have been another opportunity.
Right. If you thought that y'all was getting that close, you could have waited.
Absolutely.
It's your goofy ass. Real simple. She cannot give consent.
Right. It's literally that simple.
It's just that simple.
That's all it is. That's all it is. There's a situation or two where it gets a little foggier. Mm-hmm. This ain't that.
Right.
This ain't that. Y'all were not in no
like
established
they get drunk together.
Y'all wasn't getting drunk together.
Exactly.
There was no intention expressed beforehand.
Exactly.
No.
If anything, the opposite was by her saying that she's a virgin and she valued about it.
Right. Why would you think she wanted to lose her virginity while she was drunk out of her fucking mind?
Yeah, right? Seriously?
As the night progressed, we visited 3 locations in total. The Battle with the DJs, another random bar whose name I don't recall, and then the 90s, 2000s after party. At the first party, I remember having one drink brought to me.
McKenna. That part.
For the audience, McKenna says if he was a real friend, it is his responsibility, absolutely, to make sure you're home safe. Everyone's responsible for each other. And even if she got mad, she was missing things. The second she was literally stumbling drunk, she should have been brought to the Airbnb.
Exactly.
All facts.
Exactly.
All facts. At this point, I was extremely inebriated. It felt as if I were unable to walk, and my vision was tremendously impaired. From this point onward, I cannot recall the minor details of our time at the Battle of the DJs. During the Uber ride with Jermaine from the Battle of the DJs to the second bar location, I was consistently falling in and out of consciousness. I recall slumping over and passing out on Jermaine's lap. When this happened, I remember him pushing my face further into his crotch area and him maneuvering his lower half in what felt like a sexual manner. After this, I cannot recall any significant details of the night, from the bar to the third after-party location, which was the 90s 2000s venue. Upon arrival at the 90s 20, why do I keep wanting to say 20? The 90s 2000s after-party, I do recall walking in and up the stairs, holding hands with Jermaine to maintain my balance. We met with our friends, and I passed out on the sectional couch. And she shows a picture of her slumped. I guess this is the picture that Jermaine took.
Yeah.
She is slumped. I'm not going to show y'all this picture, but she is literally slumped over, ass hanging out, not always, she dressed a little, clubby.
Right.
And so, the cheeks might have been showing when she was walking around. So ass hanging out, slumped over, legs crossed, almost in a fetal position. If her feet weren't on the ground, she would be in a fetal position.
This nigga need his ass beat.
Nigga.
He needs his ass beat.
After this, I do not remember any significant details of our time at the 90s 2000s party. During the Uber ride with Jermaine from the third location to Lex's Airbnb, a friend joined us for the ride back. I do not remember any details from the Uber ride from the third location to the Airbnb. The next event I will explain to the best of my abilities, seeing as I cannot recall many minor or significant details of this night. Arriving at the Airbnb with Jermaine and our second friend, I recall Jermaine becoming upset when he found out that his car had been towed. I walked into the Airbnb and sat on the couch. I briefly recall him pacing back and forth outside. From there, I remember kissing... Let me get the next ones. Let me just grab all of these right now so I don't have to keep doing this. All right. From there, I remember kissing Jermaine and him leading me to Lex's bedroom. Initially, upon entering the bedroom, we did become intimate. Still, I want to formally state that in no way, upon becoming intimate with Jermaine Jordan, did I give him verbal consent to proceed with sexual intercourse. Nor did I initiate or proceed with sexual intercourse with Jermaine Jordan. Especially seeing as DreamCon weekend, I was on my period, and as mentioned, was a virgin. This again, Jermaine Jordan was aware of. Later on that morning, upon awakening, I was informed by anonymous witness number 2 of the exact details of my physical and mental state the night prior, as well as the event that transpired.
She was drunk.
They even sent a picture of how they left me in my Airbnb after taking me home that night. From that day forward, anonymous witness number 2, along with Lex and a strong support system of friends, began to try to assist me in processing what had just happened. She sends a screenshot of one of her conversations with Jermaine.
She was drunk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and in this conversation is her proving that he knew that she was. Well, she says, "Coming out now, I'm here. So I just got my period. Fuck." He says, "I mean, that's good." She said, "Oh, you're grown." He says, "LMAO." That's cringy. Okay. This screenshot is a picture from her Airbnb people contacting her about the state she left the room in. "Thank you for staying with us. We hope your trip went well. However, we wanted to inform you that we are issuing a $250 charge to cover the cost of additional cleaning services and the replacement of the mattress due to the condition it was left in after your stay. This charge reflects the necessary steps we had to make to restore the unit to a suitable condition for future guests. If you have any questions or would like to discuss the matter further, feel free to reach out." So I'm sure you can gather what happened to the mattress. Yeah, okay. Then she shows a screenshot of the picture that her friends sent her after they got her to her Airbnb safely. And she's sleep. In addition to learning this information while scrolling through my camera roll, I came across a video taken by Jermaine Jordan of our intimacy that night, which I was not aware of and had not consented to under any circumstances. Though I will not be posting the video in its entirety, the audio will be linked. In this audio, you can hear the anonymous witness number 2 banging on the window and entering the room, Jermaine running off and laughing, the witness yelling, and me groaning. Now, concerning the screenshots of personal messages between and Instagram DMs between Jermaine Jordan and me, I take full accountability for the statements made and messages sent. I understand that within these messages, I initially consented to the actions that occurred on the night of June 1st with Jermaine Jordan. Since that night, I was in the I read that wrong. I initially agreed that I consented to the actions that occurred on the night of June 1st with Jermaine Jordan. Since that night, I was in denial of the truth, delusional, and blindsided by my friendship and flirtatious relationship with Jermaine Jordan. In these messages, I also understand that I had briefly mentioned a previous assault of mine in hopes of comparing the two. However, upon reflection, the extremity of my experience with Jermaine Jordan bears no relation to my prior situation. All in all, I was not concerned for myself or my support system of friends who were trying to get me to realize the gravity of the situation and selfishly decided to attempt to protect the image of a man who had sexually assaulted me. During the past month, I slowly came to terms with what had transpired. Throughout, I also began to realize that I had been manipulated and threatened through messages and FaceTime phone calls with Jermaine Jordan as the story was slowly coming into the public eye. His concern growing for only his well-being. I've since then cut contact and blocked Jermaine on all social media platforms. As a result of this realization, I ended up quitting my job, deactivating my social media accounts, isolating myself from my family and my social circle, experiencing depression, and even contemplating suicide. Although Jermaine Jordan has shared messages of our relationship on various platforms, between the two of us from the months prior to Saturday, May 31st, one of which was an intimate photo of myself sent to him and intended to be kept private, I want it to be known that these irrelevant and outdated screenshots do not imply that I gave consent to him from Saturday, May 31st to Sunday, June 1st. A flirtatious relationship does not equal blanket consent. I would like to sincerely apologize to everyone for the confusion and uproar this has caused. It was not my intention to hurt those around me, but to tell my story and help to protect any other women who could possibly end up in the same predicament as me. I also wanted to be known that on the early morning of Sunday, June 1st, I believe the witnesses who were present at the Airbnb did the best they could. I'm not reading that part because, no, that's not true. I get why she feels that way, and I often see situations where a person will like their friends so much that they excuse shitty behavior from their friends. I'm not enabling that, so I'm not going to read that part. Yeah, that's it. So, first of all, you're muted. I don't know why you're muted, but
you don't know that.
There we go. All right. So first of all,
she was drunk, yo.
Fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
Because fuck that nigga for two reasons. You set this up and you assaulted that woman. Mm-hmm. That's just a fact. Woo. And I wanted to say that plain and clear because I don't want it to be minimalized with what I say next.
Right.
Sometimes it is better to shut the fuck up. The only reason that this final account came out in the detail that it came out is because you wanted to run your fucking mouth.
Yep.
So, first of all, you should have never been in this situation in the first fucking place.
Right.
You should have never done this shit. However, if you legitimately believed that this victim was okay with what happened that night, there was no reason for you to keep talking, and there was no reason for you to throw her under the fucking bus several times in your account of things.
Exactly.
Talk about she knows it was consensual, and here's these screenshots saying that it was consensual. Here's this screenshot of her sending me this picture, blah, blah. What the fuck is wrong with you?
So
the only reason that she added some of these details to this are because of what you did.
Right.
Number one, you outed her. She wouldn't have even made this statement if you didn't out her.
Exactly.
Number two, you blamed her. She had to correct you on that bullshit with screenshots, with evidence.
Right. Right.
Why the fuck do people, and this is just a broader thing, why do people think that the internet, DMs, and text messages are written in pencil?
Yo, don't get me the line.
Why would you there's clear evidence. You had these conversations. You sat there and fetishized her, period.
She was drunk. Yo.
She was out of her fucking mind. She was not just drunk. She was done. She was slumped. You took the picture of her slumped over in the...
I can't. Yeah, listen.
But
people put themselves in these situations mostly because this is a way of revealing who and what they are. That's all of it.
It got to be an ego thing.
Yeah.
Because if, let's say that I was accused of some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in my heart, I did not do that. That's not what happened.
Right.
And the person who is the alleged victim is telling me and the people who are accusing me,
right,
I did not do that thing.
Right.
What's the point of me saying anything?
Right.
Because you know you did it. And your ego,
you know you fucking did it.
You know you did it, your ego was bruised. So you had to do this thing. And those friends. Like I said, the only person in that story that don't deserve to get their ass beat is the victim and the rescuer.
Yep. Everybody else?
The rescuer came through with action. What's going on? The door's locked? All right, I'm going to the window. Hey, nigga, stop what you're doing. Get out of there. Matter of fact, all right, wait, it got another door. Let me go to the other door.
Right.
That's the only person outside of the victim that did what the fuck they were supposed to do. Now, the person who was accused that gave that account did admit that they could have handled it better. So that's a step. That's definitely a step in the right direction. But in this situation, like you couldn't possibly have enough contrition.
No.
Like, that's not how humans work. Is what I'm trying to say. You couldn't possibly bring yourself to have enough contrition to match what you actually did, especially because the victim is forgiving you. So you're not going to bring yourself to, because what you did was, in a way, you had in hand in assisting with this young woman getting assaulted.
Yes,
it's what happened. Like, by letting her, and from what I understand, this is not 100% sure. From what I understand, the victim is the baby of the group. There is no fucking way.
This gets worse and worse, bro.
In the vast majority of circles that I run in, even though I have the protective mentality, I'm the baby. These niggas don't play about me. There is no scenario under which, matter of fact, give you an example. Because this was completely harmless. Mm-hmm. We were over here having a game night. Niggas was drunk. When Marcus gets drunk, Marcus is a nuisance. An absolute nuisance. This is also harmless because Marcus is a gay man and he has no attraction to women.
Right.
So he was picking with Gina. Everything was fun and games. Everybody was engaged in doing what they were doing. He was picking with Gina, messing with Gina, laying all on Gina. Gina says, Marcus, cut it out. Immediately I get up.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you
because what the fuck do you hey, you need to chill out. You need to chill out right now.
Of course you get it.
Because that's how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, every time too.
Every time. Every single time. Hey, this a problem? What's going on? Now because it's Marcus.
Yes.
I don't have to say that is there a problem part.
Right.
That's already. Yes, I know that what Marcus is doing is harmless. However, you still need to stop.
Yeah, because she said stop.
She said
so.
Stop.
That's it.
It's that simple. So like I can't imagine. Now, I would say it's different because they didn't witness her saying stop. Right. Mm-hmm. Sure. However, you know how fucking intoxicated she is.
Yo, she's slumpy slump. So what are we talking about?
Like honestly, if I have these niggas is going to have to be mad at me the next day.
Yeah.
If I have if I have no idea that two people that I'm with have any type of sexual, if I have no idea,
be mad.
And one of these niggas is out of their fucking mind, particularly if it's the woman, and I see them engaged in something, hey, y'all chill out.
Yep.
Y'all chill out.
Yep.
You know, this ain't the time. She fucked up right now. You can wait.
First of all, nigga, you can wait. Second of all, like, even if you can't, you will. It's like, nah, I don't care. Because here's the other side of all of that. The other side of you not being that precautious is we end up here.
That part was the one side. On one hand, they got a little attitude with you.
Right.
On the other hand, your friend was violently raped.
Right.
I think I'll pick A. I'll pick A.
You think?
Because like clearly y'all weren't privy to what their relationship is.
Right.
So yeah, no, y'all got to chill out. Y'all can wait. This can happen another time.
We ain't taking slips. Don't count. We ain't with that. Like
this ain't happening on my watch.
No.
In my
first of all, I'm not going to court. Y'all not having me getting summoned to
go to court. All of it.
Nah.
Every single inconvenience that could possibly come from this scenario.
I'm not.
We throwing it out the window. We not dealing with this shit. Y'all can do that shit on your own time.
Exactly.
You need to be worried about getting your fucking car back. Because that shit got told. Go home and figure out how you're going to do that. You are not leaving my sight right now.
Yeah, because you are
you out of your fucking mind. And I'm too lazy to go to your place. Yeah. So you want to stay here with me. You stay here with me, you going to get out. You got stuff to worry about.
Facts,
I don't. Matter of fact, another example. Again, it's Marcus. It might have been that same day. He's like, all right, y'all, I'm ready to leave. Excuse me, sir, what? So I looked over to Mo, said, Mo. I said it under my voice, but I'm like, yo, go get his keys.
Right.
Because what the fuck you think you go? No, you're not. I'm okay. I've driven home and worse than this. I don't care.
I don't care. Not from here.
Don't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
We were out somewhere else. I had no control over that. You and my
guess what? Got control over it now.
Absolutely. And we made that motherfucker sit there, drink some water for about an hour until he got more recognizable to what sober Marcus is.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, cool, you can go ahead. But still be careful and let us know as soon as you get in the house. Like, what, I can't remember if it was Shine or Rex in their battle. They was like, no, I wasn't mad about the bitches. I was mad because he ain't tell me he got home safe.
Right. I remember that.
Like, that type, like, what do you, like, no, we're not, sir, we're not letting you. And you have a terrible history of accidents. Funny enough, not while you're drunk. Wow. Which is crazy. But Wow. But no, nigga, we're not letting.
Yo, I've literally had people come out their face and say that goofy shit to me about
I'm better when
I
I'm drunk.
better when yo, I don't want to hear none of that dumbass shit coming from your mouth.
The dumbest shit I ever heard.
It's the stupidest shit I ever heard.
It's crazy. But anyway, that's it for that. Go ahead with the weekend review.
So, previous week, some things happened. My wife had a birthday somewhere around that time, and father-in-law came down from New Jersey, hung out for like a week. So that's always dope because Ed is a curmudgeon. We dislike a lot of the same shit. we just do. Like politically, all that. We dislike a lot of the same shit. So he doesn't really get a chance to verbalize a lot of that. What I'm seeing, I mean, he might do it at his church, some, but mostly not. So when he comes down here, or sometimes he will occasionally call me. Did you see that? I saw that. I saw that shit, Ed. So that was always a good time. But I thought it was funny about that. So my daughter typically spends a bunch of time down here in this room, like this area. She usually have her little, we call it her office shit set up, got a computer right there and all of that shit. Because for Siobhan, her love language is being close. Mm-hmm. If we're in a, she's right somewhere in the room. Well, this area, at least the wide area over there, was designated for Ed's stay, right? For the bed and all that other stuff. So Siobhan had to take her stuff upstairs. And she spent more time up there. She came down sometimes, but she spent more time up here. But the times that she didn't, there was a couple of days where I hadn't seen her. Now, my daughter is almost 30. So you be leaving to go to work. Some of your hours are a little late. I need to put eyes on you at some point. Now you go over your homegirl's house, all of that, but it can't be no days that go by that because you live in this house. If you didn't live here, you had your own little spot, whatever, that's different. You live here. I need to put eyes on you because, see, here's the thing with me. My anxiety triggers anger. It triggers anger. The thought that somebody could have did some shit and I don't know about it and I can't do nothing about it fucks with me. So let me know. Did you come home? Did you get home from work okay? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to put eyes on you. So she understood, of course, because she know me, right? And also, I am cut from a much different cloth than her mom's with that shit. Nah, daddy don't play that shit. Right. And daddy gonna be daddy till he 90, 80, 100 in the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that, right? So, of course, there is no new news on that tree out there. The tree is still out there. It is not cut up. If anything, it looked like it's so where part of where it's laying at is over the fence. Mm-hmm. That shit coming down, B. That tree is big as fuck and it's heavy as fuck. It's a solid trunk. I don't know why the fence didn't come down when it first fell. Maybe the fall was slowed down a bit by the other branches and all that other shit in the way. But that fence is coming down. It's just a matter of time. Also, though, because that tree is literally taking up the entire yard, that grass is getting high as fuck. And I live right next to a woods, which means snakes probably gonna be in that motherfucker and all that shit. It covers it up so much I cannot see the other side where the far fence. That's all covered. The three trees that were in the yard, the 2 fig trees, and the other tree that T'Challa used to climb on, they are covered with the branches and shit of this tree and the other one. Because it's 2 trees actually that's falling down in the yard and shit. It is a hot goddamn mess. And I know for certain that the landlord does not want to pay to get that shit cut. And I'm going to tell you what I also know. Any claims of going to the city and have them come there and do it didn't work. Because he said that shit a couple of weeks ago. And ain't nobody been back this motherfucker to do a goddamn thing. Right. And why would they? This thing is off grid. It's not blocking a road. It didn't take down any electrical lines, telephone lines, none of that shit. Why would they? It's solely on your property. Period. So, a couple other things. This has been these last 2 weeks have been great, business-wise. There were things that we had planned years ago that are starting to coalesce now, right? Partnerships with larger companies, and you know, this whole time, we didn't know how it was going to turn out, but that's actually part of the process. You have an idea, and then you start working on it, and you try to figure out how to make it work, and you really don't know if the idea is even a good idea until you get to a certain part of it and look at the result and go, oh, that's how it is with this app. Like, a lot of shit is coming together. So when it does launch, well, really before it launches, I'm going to be looking for people to be beta testers of it. Make sure that we covered all bases, get any last minute feedback, and that sort of shit. But this is going to be dope. Did a lot of writing this week, like actually a ridiculous amount of writing, to the point where I'm finishing out whole story arcs that probably won't be put into the books for a while and shit. Did a lot of concept stuff and IP building and all of that. So that's great. All that's great. Talked to my mom this week. She's doing okay, but you ever call your mom and she says she's okay, but you don't like the way she says she's okay?
Yeah.
So I don't be letting shit like that like slide. I question shit immediately. Wow, why is this okay? What you know? And she said to me, I'm just old and tired. I don't be liking that. I don't. But I get it though. Mom in the 80s, right? So I do get it. But I hate hearing shit like that. You know. Talked to her for a little while. And eventually Ed did go back home. Man, we went to the New Carrollton train station so Ed could go back. Yo, it had been a while since I was actually up there, because I used to catch that train. This was before my daughter was born, when me and her mom was dating. First of all, that area over there, nigga, they have done so much building up of that area, and they're still building it, that it looks convoluted as hell, with all these caution thing here and the orange thing here and the shit. It's like a fucking labyrinth, right? But when you get up to the top where the train's at, they're still using the automated sound voice of, talking, giving you instructions that they had during the COVID pandemic. They still talk about make sure you have a mask, and they still got that same shit right there. And let me tell you, when we got up to the top, sitting there waiting for the train, nigga, just one train came through there. Now they give you a little warning: train is coming. Train is coming. Yeah, but see, you really don't realize how fast that motherfucker is coming, and especially if it's not supposed to stop there. Now, of course, we all standing and sitting in a respectable distance away. That shit don't even matter, B. That motherfucker coming through there like that, it make you feel like, yo, you do realize one fuck up and we are done. Like, there ain't even no arguing about it. One fuck up.
Very slim margin for error.
Right. I'm sitting there going, yo, and now I used to only catch the MARC train, right? To go back and forth from Baltimore to out Bowie and shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. But this one wasn't a MARC train, it was one of the Amtrak's. This ain't even a high-speed rail. I'm only imagining,
right,
in places like China, I think Japan got high-speed rail. I think Nigeria is building.
Nigga. If it's developed and it's not the U.S., it has high-speed rail.
And universal health care. Police ain't fucking you up.
Right.
Like, yeah. Oh, and by the way,
man, fuck this place.
If they have a president that even looked like he was going to do some sedition, he's never running again.
Ever.
He's never running again. It's never happening.
He ain't finishing his term.
Right. In fact, you might not find him after this.
Nigga.
I'm saying, you might not find his ass after this. Also, this is for everybody that didn't know. If you have Disney Plus, they just released Eyes of Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 episodes. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I will.
Mm-hmm.
I will. In fact, I might after this. I might after this because it's nice as shit outside though. So I don't know. It's like, what's that? 78 degrees. Mm-hmm. Nice as shit outside. So I might have to partake in a bit of that as well. But yeah, overall, that was my week. Looking forward to this upcoming week because there was another very important meeting that took place. That's going to be really, really important going forward. Moving the chains. Shout out to the Adventures of Starman and my man Eli, my bad. I'm thinking of one of my characters. But yeah, shout out to them. Yeah.
All right. So it's a lot. I mean, I already talked about the Substack stuff, so there's less. Wedding Watch. The RSVPs started coming in.
Mm-hmm.
People are so fucking annoying. I don't know if I've told you all that before, but
you haven't really mentioned it. It's never come up.
Okay, yeah. No, people are fucking annoying. You put so much effort into a thing, and they just disregard it. We've gotten about half of the responses back, which is cool. No, that's cool because the deadline is the beginning of September. So, yes, that's fine. Half is fine. But what's not fine is it has not been smooth. Like,
of course, never is.
Chrissy has several people that she had very slight issues with. I won't detail that.
Why not?
Shut up. But I had 2 issues in particular that I just got to address. And they both family, so it's cool. First, I get a text message from my goddaughter the other day. She tells me that her mother lost the RSVP card.
Right.
So she then instructed my goddaughter to verbally RSVP to me.
Right.
No. Niggas always trying to circumvent some shit.
Yo, can you listen? I get it. I get it. I know with which this cultural phenomena has its origins. However, could y'all stop? Like, seriously, could you stop, please? Trying to get over, bro, all the time.
So I got the link from Chrissy, and I sent it to my goddaughter. I told her, hey, give this to your mother. A day passes, no response. I hit my goddaughter back up. Like, hey, what happened? She said, I sent it to my mother, but she hasn't done it yet. So now, if this was something just for me,
keep going.
And I don't think any other stipulations are necessary. If this was something just for me, that would have been the end of your invite. Like, oh, so you're taking this as a joke. Okay. Nah. But because it's the wedding, because Chrissy's involved, because my mom, I'm taking into account her thoughts and feelings on what the guest list should be. I only vetoed like 2 or 3 people that she wanted to be there, but she understands why I vetoed those people. Because of all that, and because the actual deadline isn't until next month, I just said, okay. So my goddaughter ended up being the one who had to go to the site and do the RSVP. Now, first of all, it's a digital RSVP. There was nothing stopping you from going to the site and doing it when you got the invitation. I know you weren't busy because I know you. I know that you had ample time to go ahead and fill out that RSVP. Second, how did you lose the RSVP card? What were you doing such that it got separated from the rest of the contents of the envelope? Now, I know you still had the invite because when my baby RSVP'd, when my baby girl RSVP'd, she put all the right people on there. Because it wasn't just a blanket invite, it had specific names who were invited. And when she went to the site and did it, she got all the right people. So I know you still had the card, the actual invite itself. What did you do? In what scenario would it make sense for you to separate the RSVP card from the invitation, the actual invitation? Like, I just don't. All right, whatever. So the other issue, the second issue, was Just Chris. Now, if you've been around here for a long time, you've heard about Just Chris. That is my technically my little cousin, but he's basically my baby brother. We were basically raised as siblings with me, his actual sister, and him. So, yeah, so it's my little brother. Unfortunately, him being the baby brother, me and his sister, we kind of spoiled him a little bit coming up. We kind of spoiled him a little bit. It is what it is. I ain't proud of it, but it's just what you do sometimes when you have younger siblings. It's a thing. Tim said, tell him how he got that name. So, in the early days of Black Culture Geeks, he came on the show. And when we were doing the introductions, Tim asked him, like, what do you want to be called? Like, what's your stage name, basically? And he was like, oh, just Chris. So Tomb's so ass that he introduced him as Just Chris. So, yeah. That's how that happens. I'm sure nobody here is surprised at how that happened, given that Tomb was involved. So, like I said, we spoiled him coming up a little bit. Just a little bit. But nigga, like, he's a fully capable and independent adult in all aspects of his life, except for when it comes to us. Like, we have older family. Never, McKenna. We have older family that actually helped raise us, that he's not that dependent on as he is with me and his sister. It's the craziest thing. So, an example that anyone who has seen him and I interact on Facebook will see is how anytime a new comic book movie or comic book show comes out and he's not familiar with the characters in it, he will absolutely tag me on Facebook and ask me to explain. Now, if it's a new Lil Wayne song or album that comes out, or if something happens with the NBA or the NFL, he has no issue finding out about it on his own. But him knowing that I'm so into the comic book thing makes me his go-to. So, anyway, the nigga texts me the other day. Matter of fact, y'all know I'd much rather not misquote anybody because I don't want y'all to think I'm exaggerating. The nigga texted me the other day. Do I got to mail to RSVP? So he's asking me if he has to send the thing back through snail mail. Now, purposely, all of the older people that we sent out invites to, we included postage for them to return because we know the thing with older people and technology, right? So all the older people, we included postage for them to be able to send it back. And a lot of those have come back through the mail. But even some of the older people, I'm fairly certain, have RSVP digitally. Even some of them have RSVP digitally. We didn't include the postage for the younger people because, nigga, just send it. Like, there's no point in doing all that. We still gonna send you the invitation because some people like to keep them as keepsakes and all that type of stuff. So we still gonna send you the invitation, but Cindy said some team got his with postage. I don't remember. I feel like because it's Tomb, we didn't include postage. Because Tomb actually is way more technologically savvy than a good portion of the people in his generation. But anyway, yeah. So for the younger people, we didn't include postage, and I thought that would be a clear sign. Also, there are instructions. So I didn't say that his next message because he sent two straight. He said, "Do I got to mail to RSVP? I ain't see the digital way to do it." I ain't see a digital way to do it. So now, for the first issue, the instructions are in the envelope. But when this happened, I wasn't sure where exactly the instructions were because I didn't help put the envelopes together. The day the envelopes got put together, there were like 8 people in the house sitting around the table doing an assembly line. So I know that everything that was supposed to get into the envelopes got into the envelopes because it wasn't like one person was responsible for putting out. Everybody had their own responsibility. And then, like, if I'm not mistaken, there was a person to check to make sure everything was supposed to be there before it got stuffed and blah, 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 blah. So I know everything made it into the envelope. So because I didn't stuff, though, I didn't know the exact constitution of what was in the envelope. So I asked Chrissy. I said, hey, what are the RSVP? I said, are the invitations like here on because the remnants of the invitations are on the bar. I'm like, are the invitations here? She said, yeah. I said, what are the instructions on? And she showed me, and it's a little white card. So I simply said to him, you didn't have the white card? Now, I say little white card. It's not that much smaller than the invitation. It's not like the shit this size.
Right.
Like, it's substantial enough for you to know that there's a card in.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I said, so you didn't have the little white card? Oh, my bad. I see it now. Oh, my bad. You see it now. Okay.
I mean, you know.
I just said back. Cool. Cool. Like, here's the thing: if you just wanted to talk to me, you could have just talked to me. Like, you could have just.
That's probably what it was.
You could have just texted me like, "Yo, what's up?"
Probably ain't heard from you in a minute. You know
I mean, I did. I just talked to him recently, but I mean, you could have just.
Oh.
Yo, what's up? And we could have had a conversation. It's that simple. We could because I failed to believe. I fail. No, it's not a salt packet. Discord. It's some recycle warning or instruction, whatever. So I fail to believe that. Matter of fact, forget fail to believe. I know for sure that if this didn't involve me or his sister,
right,
wouldn't have been an issue.
Right.
Wouldn't have been an issue. But somehow. I mean, we have created a monster.
I mean, but it's a monster of your creation, though.
I mean, sure. I mean, I can only be but so mad.
It's true.
That does not change how frustrating it is.
No, it doesn't.
Because nigga, what do you mean you opened it? But you what? Anyway. So yeah, that was that. Now on to these twins. Oh, actually, let me do work first. So more from that one guy.
No. No.
The saga of that one guy has continued. I gave him a new PC.
He needed a new one,
because the idea that my supervisor was not my supervisor had about reusing his old one didn't work out exactly the way that she thought it would in the moment. It would have taken more work to get his old PC back up and running, and we already had a new PC set up, so we just gave him the new one. So he texted me one day, "Hey, Dracilio." Anyway, so he texted me one day and sent me a picture of a pop-up that he got on his computer.
Okay.
Now that pop-up asks for a username and a password. Now, along with this picture, He says to me the words, "I tried the normal sign-in, not accepting." Let's stop there for a second. This is the exact reason why my department hates him. The exact reason. The exact reason why my department hates him. Why, you might ask? Let me continue the conversation. So I asked what he's trying to sign into. 2 reasons I asked this, instead of just fussing immediately. One, the other day I literally saw him try to use the wrong credentials for something that he logs into every single day.
Okay.
Literally saw it. He's like, "James, I can't log into such and such." And I come back and I'm like, "What? This isn't what you're trying to log into." Like the thing that you are putting in that will accept this username and password is not the thing that you're using.
I know they hate your ass, though.
These aren't okay, whatever. That was one. Number 2, even though I knew, I wanted to make sure I had all the info before I fussed. I knew what it was. I just wanted to make sure.
You just wanted to be right in your fuss.
Yeah. He said that he wasn't trying to sign on to anything, and that the pop-ups happened after he signed on to the computer. Now, I'm glad these were text messages.
Hold up.
Hey, wait, shut up. Don't burn the lead. I'm glad these were text messages. I'm also glad that I knew what the pop-up boxes actually were. Otherwise, I would have been right on the list with the other people in my department that he has a problem with.
You just made the list.
Nigga. I collected myself.
Did you?
And simply asked him, I sent this exact text message.
Okay.
So you are telling me that when you logged on to your computer, you were successful. Then you proceeded to start doing work, and there was a pop-up that you are not familiar with, and your decision was to put in your username and password. That's what you're telling me. It's amazing how condescension tends to wake up common sense.
It does. It does.
Because instead of him answering the question that I asked him, he simply responded back, "Oh, the box is gone now." Now, again, because I knew what the box was, it actually wasn't a big deal. But he didn't know what the box was. That's the issue here. You logged in successfully and then were greeted with another login box. Why would you assume that was for you to put your password?
Yeah, facts.
What?
Facts.
Like, nigga, we just gave you this computer. And you effectively put it in a direct position again,
bro,
to get a virus.
Like, there was a whole thing before to get you a computer. Got you
that
the computer,
part,
and then you did this shit.
Immediately, yo. Like, this is why they hate your ass now.
This is why they hate him, yo.
This is exactly why they hate. What do you mean? Sean P says he's a local user and he needed admin credentials for what he was trying to do, meaning he was trying to install. No, that's not what happened. So what happens is, on our domain, our accounts, we have our accounts set to lock when certain things happen.
Right.
So whenever a person has already logged in, but something happens to force their account to lock, they get basically a proxy message anytime they try to do anything that accesses the internet. Because in our domain, we have the people listed as in different categories, and there's a category called internet users. And if you are not, you have to prove that you are a part of internet users in order to use the internet on this domain.
Makes
so
sense.
If your account is locked, you're not having access to your account, and they don't know that you're an internet user, so you have to put your password in.
Right. We don't know you, man.
We don't know you. We don't know you. All right. So I didn't fuss about that because there's no point. The behavior, this is a feature at this point. Like, the fact that you were able to get a virus scare while trying to search for something that is a government thing is baffling. But it's on brand.
We know you. Yeah.
Right. You. It's on brand. So this didn't surprise me, nor would me explaining to you why this was a bad thing change anything.
Yeah.
You just are who you are at this point. So the funny thing about this is a lot of the work that he does requires him to use Outlook, which is always interacting with the internet, and Microsoft Word and Excel, which in and of themselves don't interact with the internet for you to do the work that's necessary. However, Office is always checking for updates,
right,
which involves using the internet. So whenever he tries to work, it is extremely frustrating for him because he has to keep closing the box. So, unfortunately for him, and I'm sure someone in my department is delighted by this, something's wrong with his account. No, you know what? I don't, as long as he isn't making my day harder, I don't care what. The only two things that I would care about happening is him making my day harder and him compromising the company in a way that affects me financially.
Yeah. Facts.
Those are the only two things I care about.
So
let me be clear. Both of those things are possible from him. Eminently possible from him.
That ain't cool, bro.
But I don't think it's ever happened. Well, no, I don't think either has ever happened. I know the second one has never happened, but I don't recall anything that he's done actually making my day harder. I mean, it gave me something to do, but it wasn't difficult shit to do.
And it gave you something to talk about.
And well, that's enough, good for content. But also, it's kind of my job description. I am insurance. In case shit happens, I'm there. So I don't trip off that. But the frustrating part for him is that
just gonna say, and it enhances security.
Absolutely, yeah. The frustrating part for him is his account wasn't locked. So there's another issue with his account. The problem is we have a network administrator that I've talked about very lovingly on here, who doesn't ever show up to do shit when we need him to do shit. So I messaged him 3 days ago now saying, hey, I know there was some discussion. Like, this one guy is single-handedly leading us to a place where our downtown office, which has never existed in this state, is potentially about to get the internet locked down. Single-handedly because of this. Well, not single-handedly. There's one other repeat offender, but that person has been good recently. So between the two of them, they are the reason that potentially our internet
foresee a time where he's gonna be good.
No,
right, it's him.
So I didn't even when they told me when this first happened, when he was searching for fucking workman's comp stuff, and he got a valid scare. When I came in the next day, they was like, "Yeah, we're talking to the network administrator to see if we can do something about blocking websites and stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, I can't even argue because I know who they're talking about, who's the cause of it. There's nothing I think it will be counterproductive for the company in general. However, because we have these two threats that are gainfully employed, it is probably in the best interest of the company overall for us to have this happen." The craziest thing in the world. So they hate him. Nigga. Like I said, there was talk of
firing him. Oh.
No. There was talk of, well, as much as they hate him, my boss understands what the issue is. It was actually a bigger issue. It was a company management issue. You have this person who is proficient in practical skills, and you move them into a position 30 years into their career, you move them into their position where they need to have technical skills.
I see that.
But they don't really have technical skills. So this is why this is a recurring issue, because he doesn't know how to use computers. He picks up, stuff here and there, but the main common sense stuff, he doesn't. It's not common sense to him.
I wonder why. Here's the thought. Now, listen, I never worked in that field before, so take it with a grain of salt. But he could just learn computers.
Listen. I agree. I feel like the moment that they decided that he was going to be a constant nuisance, they should have sent him somewhere to get some classes.
Yep.
It hasn't happened. I don't know why. I don't make those decisions. That's above my pay grade. But that's just my thoughts. That should have happened the moment it was clear that he was going to be a nuisance.
He should have been sent to a class where they was like, okay, this is a space bar.
Right. That part.
Escape.
That part.
Use F11.
Right. Like, absolutely. So, let me see. Go ahead. 3 days ago, talking to the network administrator. Hi, by any chance, have you made any security or internet access changes to this person's account? It's still the last message in the thread.
Oh.
Yeah, he has not responded. So, but that's really not a surprise. I guess I'll revisit it Monday, but I'm not. Like, unless I'm directly instructed, which I don't believe will ever happen because they understand my stance. I'm not sweating this motherfucker because he don't respond. Like, he doesn't do what he's supposed to do when he's supposed to do it. So I'm not going out of my way. I'm not stressing myself out.
Yo, that's crazy work, right?
It is what it is. There's a whole thing about this that I don't understand. It's not my business.
That is crazy.
I just do what my boss tells me. If she tells me to follow up in a different way, I will follow up in a different way. But until that moment,
sure.
Until that moment, no, I'm not doing this with you. I'll bring it up to her again Monday because it's hindering someone's work. But other than that, like, hey,
that's nasty work.
Have you heard from our network administrator about this thing that I sent to him? At that point, will be 5 days ago.
It's nasty work.
No? Oh, okay. Just letting you know, he hasn't responded. Whatever she chooses to do from there is whatever she chooses to do.
Yeah, facts.
If she says send him an email, all right, cool. I'll send him the email. And because of how he responds, I've long stopped ever trying to interact with him just on a one-on-one basis. It's never just he and I. If I text him, my boss and my supervisor, who's not my supervisor, are in that thread. So they can see. No, Because you're not going to get me in trouble. I did what I was supposed to do. You got to cover your ass, man. I did what I was supposed to do. I let you know. This is the issue we're having. Can you assist?
Got to cover your ass, man.
3 days later, no response. Okay.
I'm out of it, B. Like, I did what I was supposed to do.
I did what I did, and I can't do no more. So, anyway, so yeah, that. But again, a fringe side effect that I'm sure my department giggles about is the fact that this one guy is hindered and frustrated because he can't freely do what he's supposed to do. All right, on to these twins, these goddamn twins. These gosh darn twins. I've been officially dubbed a triplet. But anyway, the twins celebrated their birthday for basically the entire month of July. I tried to go to as many things as I could. I think I ended up going to like 3 things. But it's hard to count because of how much is currently going on in life in general.
Yeah.
And also how often I actually see Gigi. Because, like, I see Gigi all the time. So in my memory right now, it's difficult to assess what of those times were just us hanging out and what of those times were actually for their birthday. But anyway, so we went to Kobe Wednesday. That was their actual birthday. It was fun. I hadn't been to Kobe in so long. It was a good time, and the food was just as good as I remembered it. And they give you just as much as I remember them giving you. So, like I feel like
portions are a thing, bro.
Yo, I feel like if you finish all your food at Kobe, you're a glutton.
First of all, don't call me out my name.
You is what you is, and that's what you is.
Listen,
it is what
I'll be finishing plates around this motherfucker.
I mean, nigga, nah, I've never in my life finished an entire meal at Kobe. Like, what? What is happening right now? Like, I ate as much as I could, but
of course you did.
Cause nigga, so like, for anybody that's never been to Kobe, they give you it's a hibachi thing. They cook the food in front of you, fire show, throwing shrimp, all that whole shit. They are highly trained. They go through vigorous training to be able to be proficient with the shit because there are risks involved, and you don't want to fuck that up. Like I saw a video. Luckily, it was after we went of a hibachi chef who fucked up badly.
Yeah,
so
I ain't with it.
So for people that don't know, there's a thing that they do with the onion. They cut the onion and then they make a little volcano with it, and they pour oil in the middle of the volcano.
We actually that's what we went to a Japanese steakhouse for Yetta's birthday.
Mm-hmm. And they light it, and it flame, blah blah blah. It's all nice and fun. It's hot, but you know, it's fire. That's what fire. Ooh, fire.
It's fire. Is it fire? Hot.
Okay.
Yes.
So in this video, this nigga cuts up the onions. He makes the volcano. He goes to pour the oil. It's pouring normally at first. And he goes to light the oil. And as his hand is coming across with the lighter, the top falls off the oil.
Oh my
And
God.
all the oil that was in that little bottle falls onto the thing. And it's too late for him to react to not light it. So he lights it the entire fucking... I'm like,
the whole thing is probably up. It's like a nuclear explosion that took place.
I'm like, yo, that's crazy. But anyway, yeah, that didn't happen with us. Our
you about to get a bag soon because I'd have been like, I singed my eyelashes
completely.
Like,
I got 7th degree burns in my nose.
Now I'm seeing red spots.
Yeah, bro. Nah, I need 20 million.
You finna pay me.
Yeah. So they did all the tricks and shit. But so for Peter don't know, I got fried rice, chicken, and shrimp, and they give you mixed vegetables. So they give you a mountain of fried rice.
They do.
They give you a mountain of mixed vegetables. At this particular thing, everybody gets 2 shrimp, as it's an included thing.
2.
So if you don't order shrimp, like if you don't order shrimp, you still get 2 shrimp. But I actually ordered shrimp. Oh. So it was like 10 of them bitches, bunch of shrimp, bunch of chicken, and they just keep piling that shit up. And like once they get around the table, it's usually some left, and they just keep doling it out. Like the portions are huge.
You gonna get me.
Anyway, moving on. This gonna say how many skin grafts. Anyway, so we did Atlantic City Saturday and Sunday.
Of course you did.
I mean, listen. Everybody knows that's my home away from home. It's been a long time since I had a trip to complain about.
Oh, man.
Now I have to nitpick in order to complain.
Okay.
But I got a thing or two. The biggest issue.
Was you planning the trip?
No.
Oh.
I don't do that.
Just checking.
The biggest issue was just the length of the time we went. This was absolutely, and because of the amount of time, this absolutely ended up being more of a trip than a vacation. Like, because we was running, we was going most of the time. There were some not so sure people that were supposed to be a part of the trip. So trying to give them time and everything led to us booking extremely late, like way later than I would ever feel comfortable booking an Airbnb in general. That was one of the things I learned about doing group trips when I was doing them. I do not include or count the flaky people. I just don't.
Facts.
I simply do not. Now, flaky isn't always about intent, right?
No.
It might be someone who just has things going on with them at the time. Whenever you run into that, you generally got to either count them out or be willing to take over their portion, at least temporarily, financially, for the good of the trip.
Yeah.
One of the two got to happen if you got a flaky person involved. It's just that simple. So
makes sense.
That didn't happen this time. That's cool. Another issue is that booking for one night limits your availability for Airbnbs you can book, because the more popular ones find it more hassle for them to rent for one night.
Of course.
So they don't even accept one night bookings. Like,
right.
It was the place we went last time. They was like, "No, you can't book here for one night." That place was amazing. You're like, "Nah, B, you can't. Not one night. Fuck, who the fuck you think we are?"
Yeah, stop playing with us.
You know we got this 3-night trip that wants that spot.
Stop playing with us.
We don't even know who they are yet. We just know that we just know they exist. So yeah, that's just not a thing. So a lot of Airbnbs won't even accept a one night booking. So we ended up with a non-ideal Airbnb.
When you say non-ideal,
yeah,
what's the point?
Oh, I'll get to it. Okay. Yeah, we ended up with a non-ideal Airbnb because of those two factors. We waited so long, and it was a one-night trip. Now to the unit itself. Actually, you know what? No. Thank you, Discord. SPJ retired from that position.
Man, please.
When I haven't done it. Since that day, I have not planned another group trip. A trip with me and Chrissy, sure, that's different. That's not a group trip. Group trip? Nah, B, that ain't my calling.
You just got two in the group.
Until we do this travel agent thing.
Oh yeah,
where I'm getting paid for it.
Right.
I will not be. Nah, I'm good on that. So the write up, we left out a bit later than we planned to. In hindsight, we should have planned to leave earlier than we planned to. We ended up hitting traffic like 3 times, and I think 2 of them were accidents. But otherwise, the ride up was cool. We went straight to breakfast when we got there because it was way too early for check-in. That wasn't great. The food at this place was aggressively average.
That means it was good. See,
it wasn't anything to write home about.
So it was aggressively average, meaning its whole purpose was to be average. Because if that's the case, then it's not good.
No, when I say aggressively average, I mean like if there's a spectrum for what average is, it tried its best to be in the very middle. So yeah, it was aggressively average. We were sitting outside, and the temperature itself wasn't that bad, but we were like in the sun.
Right.
So that was annoying. Then there was a very, very, and I cannot stress to you how much awkward situation revving up with some of the people who came but didn't spend the night. Now, I'm not going to get into detail about that because that's a lot. But they were kind of a black cloud hanging over the trip until they left.
That's not good.
No, not at all. After we finished eating, we were planning to go to the beach, but people had to change into their swimwear, and we needed to figure out parking. So Chrissy checked with the Airbnb owner. Oh, I'm sorry. So what ended up happening is at one day last week, me and Chrissy was like, all right, we can't wait any longer. We're just going to book this place, and everybody give us the money. Because we said so. We're waiting too long. Yeah, we're waiting too long. We wait too long, we're gonna end up missing out on another Airbnb. Like, nah, we need to get this. So Chrissy hit up the people to see if we can get in early. Mm-hmm. And that is very true, Jonathan. So they hit them up to see if we can get in early. Our check-in time was, as Jonathan just said, 3. Chrissy asked if we can go in. Their response was, the check-in time is 3. Now, that's not the end of the world, right? But out of all the Airbnbs I've booked since I started doing trips, I've only had somebody say no once to early check-in. Like, only one time have I ever had anybody say no. So that was a bit of a red flag to me, just a little bit.
Yeah, I see that.
Bit. Like, no, you don't have to. Absolutely not. You don't have to. There is a determined, established time for check-in. But most of the good hosts that I've had, and the vast majority, were like, oh, yeah, we'll you can go in 2 hours early or something like that. Like, so, and usually I just hit them up like, hey, so I got here a little bit earlier than I planned on it. Is there any way we can go in early? And usually they're like, either, yeah, it's clean.
No, it's not clean. It's not clean.
No, I really don't run across. Well, most of the time it's been, yes, everything's ready. Here's the code. A time or two, not even a time or two, a few times it's been, the cleaners are still there. Give me about an hour or two, and I'll send the code as soon as they let me know they're finished. One time it was like, no, we're gonna.
Like one time it was like, no, there's a bunch of cocaine in there, and
you stupid. I mean, shit. I don't know, but
I mean,
like I said, not the end of the world. Just a little red flag.
Right.
So we decided to just see exactly where the place was. We go to the place. There's no parking. At least no driveways or anything like that, right?
Right.
So there's no designated area for us to park either.
Right.
The parking out front of the building was pay to park from like 8 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Oh my.
Outside of those hours, it was free, but that's not really helpful unless you plan on being up and out of the house by 8 a.m.
Y'all was, right?
No, nigga. So there was a 5, and on top of it being paid to park from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., there was a 5-hour max. So I couldn't even pay to park the whole day there. There's a 5-hour max. So anyway, of course, when we got there weren't any spaces though. So we drove around looking for parking that was close enough for us to be able to unload our stuff and go in to change into the swimwear and all that other good stuff. That took a long time. Eventually, a spot across from the place opened up, and by then we realized, like, all right, we might as well just wait until 3. So, yeah, we just gonna chill here.
Yeah.
The owner ended up hitting us back, let us in a little bit early, so it wasn't quite 3. It was still 2 something, and they let us in. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, actually, it was like 2:10, and the owner sent the code. They didn't explicitly say it was okay to go in, but we were.
But I mean, we got the code.
We got the code now. Like we going in. We found a garage about a block from.
We're going in.
We found a garage about a block from where we were staying, and that was like $15 for 24 hours. That's not bad
at all.
And that was extremely convenient. Now I don't know if this was the intent, but this is how I took it. That you pay this $15, and for this entire 24 hours, you can come and go as you please. The reason I took it that way is when you drive in, you don't take a ticket, and when you drive out, you aren't prompted to pay. So I just figured that we can come and go as we please, and that's how we used it. So that was good. That was extremely convenient. So we got all the stuff into the unit from the spot that we were parked in. We did not pay for that first spot because we were actively in the car, and if somebody would ever came, we'd have just drove off. So we did not pay for that first spot. We got all the stuff into the unit. Then I went to go drive to the garage and park the car in the garage. Walked back to the unit. We chilled for a couple minutes. And then we were off to the beach. Yikes, Discord. No, I have never ruined a mattress in a hotel or an Airbnb. It's just not a thing. Not a thing that I tend to do. So we ended up going to the beach. The beach was good. The only problem is that we went the opposite direction of where the main boardwalk is. The good thing about that is there weren't many people where we were. The bad thing about that is we weren't near anything. It was just beach and buildings that weren't stores. So we couldn't like get no refreshments and no shit like that. Couldn't go. Niggas was talking about they wanted to get lemonade. Niggas was wanting water. We couldn't get that. We had to just suffer until we were ready to leave because it was a far enough walk from where we were on the beach to where the Airbnb is that it was prohibitive to just be doing it willy-nilly. So, we spent a couple hours on the beach. Spent a couple hours at the beach. That was one of the main things the twins wanted to make sure that they do. Because when they brought this whole thing up, they was like, we're going to the beach for our birthday. They originally wanted to go to Ocean City, but if you've been here on here long enough, you've heard how I feel about Ocean City. I feel like if you live in Baltimore or any of the surrounding area, it does not make sense to go to Ocean City. Unless you're trying to do the kid thing. And I don't even know if that's still true because it's been so long since I've been to Ocean City. There might now be as much things to do with kids in Atlantic City as there are in Ocean City. I don't know for sure. But I know at one point Ocean City was better with that. But if you live in Baltimore or surrounding areas, it is closer to go to Atlantic City, New Jersey than it is to go to Ocean City, Maryland. It is also less expensive to go to Atlantic City, New Jersey than it is to go to Ocean City, Maryland. So it's generally, and I didn't even factor this in. And it might not be a huge difference, but it's generally going to be cooler if you go to Atlantic City, New Jersey, than if you go to Ocean City, Maryland, because you're going down south if you go to Ocean City, Maryland. So it's generally cooler in Atlantic City than Ocean City. Again, I don't know by how many degrees, so I never include that when people ask, but it's just another factor. So that's what they said. They said they wanted to go to the beach. They were planning on going to Ocean City. I told them, I was like, yo, can we do Atlantic City instead? For the reasons I just stated.
Also, Ocean City is ass.
I mean, listen, far be it from me, I haven't gone enough to make that determination, but I just know I way prefer Atlantic City.
The last time we went, it was ass. Now, the restaurant we ate in wasn't.
Sure.
But just overall, as soon as...
But I feel like pretty much anywhere you go, you're going to be able to find a couple good places to eat.
Yeah. That place was all right. The food there was all right, but just the pier, like there has got to be just an overhaul of that area, especially if it's going to be one of the tourist things that people talk about in the state. Y'all got to do that shit. That shit look like if you bend down to tie your shoe, you'll get a splinter.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that shit. I gotta do something about that.
So I told them like, oh, Atlantic City's closer, Atlantic City's cheaper. And y'all ain't never really been to Atlantic City. So I think we should do Atlantic City. They agreed. So anyway, that's how we ended up here. So
should stay at a Trump hotel. Oh, that's
right. Don't exist no more.
That's right.
So the other thing that they wanted to make sure they did was go to the restaurant called Sugar Factory. It's like, all right, cool. So we made reservations for that, but it was like 12 people total at that time. And the Airbnb only had 2 showers. So we needed time. So we decided to leave the beach at that point. We go back to the unit and someone has locked us out of the Airbnb. Now, it was absolutely 1,000% a mistake, right?
Was it?
Yes. I absolutely believe it was a mistake. That didn't make it any less annoying. The reason is, so one of the people who wasn't staying the night with us went back to the unit while we were at the beach, right? Mm-hmm. They went back to the unit. They came back to the beach. When we went to go back to the unit, we couldn't get into the Airbnb. What happened? Why couldn't we get into the Airbnb?
What happened?
Well, when they left to rejoin us, they locked the bottom lock. Now, to shoot them some bail, when you leave a place, people generally will lock the bottom lock. You know, it's a thing. It's an absolutely established thing, and definitely where we from.
Sure.
Definitely where we from. However, you went into the Airbnb by yourself. When you went into the Airbnb, did you have to unlock the bottom lock? No.
Pretty sure you didn't.
Because it wasn't locked. It's whatever. So it was locked. So we were locked out. Chrissy hit up the owner. Owner got there and said they would be there in 20, got there in 15. Let us in. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was annoying. It was an annoying 15 minutes. After that, I needed to decompress for a minute.
Of course you did.
Just for a minute. Let me chill out and relax for a minute, so I'm not so heightened. I'm sure, and I know a couple other people in the party felt the same way. So we chilled for a while. Mm-hmm. Then it was time to head down to the boardwalk. So Atlantic City is not that big itself, but I think the boardwalk runs throughout the whole thing. So the boardwalk is long. Where our unit is near the end of Resort Row, but the opposite end to the one that I'm used to. So it was like a 10-minute drive to where we wanted to go, or a 45-minute walk.
Right.
So we drove, because it was 9 of us at this point. So we drove. We decided to start making our way, knowing that we had to drive. The people who weren't staying at that point, they left.
Right.
We went to Sugar Factory. It is extremely expensive, but I would say it was worth it. But just not go there often worth it.
Yeah, because you spend your whole check.
It's really expensive.
What about the portions, though?
The portions are fucking ridiculous, though. That's why I said worth it. Like, the portions and the quality were up there. It's just negative. Like, the portion. So, I got a milkshake.
Is it like Lexington Market portions?
Nigga, I got a milkshake, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at the menu, and I saw the special milkshakes first. And I'm like, nigga, I'm not about to pay $21 for a milkshake. Right. And then Mo pointed out, like, yo, no, that's the special ones. The regular ones right here. I look at the regular ones, they still $14.
Yeah. What's in the special ones?
I'll explain. So the regular ones still $14, but I'm like, we on vacation, fuck it. I already knew this place was expensive. Let me go ahead and get the strawberry milkshake. Number one, that shit was amazing, right? But number two, it was about this big. So, portion size, check, right? Now, someone that was with us got one of the specialty milkshakes. Nigga. So, she got a strawberry. It might have been. She got a strawberry cheesecake milkshake. Let me tell you what this motherfucker
strawberry. So don't none of y'all fuck with chocolate like that? And nobody came in there with some cookies and cream? None of that shit? Y'all just strawberrying that shit out?
No, nigga. It's not that we don't fuck with it. I want a strawberry milkshake, nigga. I can't want a strawberry milkshake. So hers came in the same cup, right?
Right.
But
it came with a cake.
No, nigga, yes.
Oh,
yes, nigga. So hers was the same size, same cup, right?
Right.
But it had icing on the side of the cup.
What?
It had icing on the side of the cup. It had a slice of cheesecake on top of the milkshake.
Can you eat the cup?
And no, you couldn't eat the cup. You couldn't eat the cup. It had a slice of cheesecake on top of the milkshake, and it had a red cupcake on top of the cheesecake.
They doing
nigga, you're doing
most.
all of the things. All of the things. So was that worth $21? Sure. Would I ever order that? No. What?
No.
All right. Chicken parm. It says it's under.
I had that.
Nigga, it's under a category that says made for two, right? So me and Chrissy both wanted chicken parm. We got the chicken parm. Nigga. I have no way to adequately express. All right, I'll just try to verbally explain. There's a mountain of spaghetti. This is not an exaggeration. Matter of fact, it might be more spaghetti than Kobe gives you fried rice.
That's insanity. You do realize that when you eat that, start eating that and then drink some shit, that shit gonna swell on your stomach and you're not gonna...
Immediately. I don't remember off the top of my head what the diameter of the plate was, Discord, but that shit was big. Like, the plate might have been...
Nah, yo.
Yo, there were... So the chicken cutlets were pounded thin, because it's chicken parmesan, but it was like 6. It might have been 8 of them. In what universe is this a plate for 2?
Oh, in the extra B and entropy universe.
Sure. Sure, let's go with that. Because that's not a normal 2-person. No.
Nah.
4 people could have possibly finished that plate.
Maybe 2 Samoans.
Nigga.
Like,
we brought it home and still didn't finish all of it.
You still got some in your refrigerator now?
No, I threw it away now. Yeah, we still didn't finish all of it. Like, so, and it was good. Oh, and there were these like two pieces of garlic bread that were like this big. So you gave us the tiny ass garlic bread.
Entirely too much.
You gave us the tiny ass garlic bread, but you gave me this mountain of spaghetti and this 24 chicken cutlets.
Garlic flavored crouton.
Basically, in comparison, like for a normal plate, that garlic bread size would have been okay. But for this mountain of evidence that you just hit us with, that
garlic bread, Goku would order 3 for himself.
Yes. But the 3 would be enough for Goku. Like,
that's crazy.
Nigga. So, but food was good. That was all fun. Then we went to Wet Willie's to get a drink. Then we went back to the house so that we could drop off the children. And then we went to karaoke. Now,
kids was big mad.
No, they was done with us. They were over being around us.
Man, we don't get these old motherfuckers fuck about
that part. So karaoke was cool. They changed a very important thing since the last time I had been there. You gotta pay for songs now.
I'm not doing that.
It was a scenario where to get on the list is $2. So it's $2 for a song. But you could pay $5 to like skip a couple people.
Listen.
$10 to skip halfway up the list, and $30 to skip the whole list.
I'm not. No.
People were paying it. The $2 I'm not tripping.
That's that vacation mentality.
Yeah. The $2 I'm not tripping off of. It was the people that were coming in there dropping 30 for one song. I ain't got it.
I don't want to hear you sing that long.
That's funny.
Just saying.
So
yo, exactly. This goes to damn charging people to provide live entertainment.
I know, right? That's the American way. Then the karaoke was cool. Blah blah. Okay, we got into the house around 3:00. Because after we left karaoke, one of the twins wanted to gamble So we went to the casino for a little bit. We got into the house about 3 o'clock. So from like 7 a.m. to 3 a.m., we was basically up running around with about 20 to 30 minutes of sleep in that interval.
Oh, no, nigga, listen. There was a time.
I told them, I said, yo, we too old for this shit.
Yes. I can't do that shit. I can't do that.
There was this one thing that happened that had nothing to do with anybody who was with the trip. Just some weird, annoying lady.
Some weirdo.
So coming out of the garage that we were parked in, you can only turn left. It's a small side street that is a dead end on the right side. It's also, like I said, one-way street, but it's room enough for 2 lanes. Basically, It's a really low traffic area, but it intersects with a big street. So it has a traffic light.
Right.
And that light doesn't change often, I imagine, because of how little traffic is ever on that street. Right. And I had observed how long that light was once already by the point that I'm about to tell you about. So I came out, saw, like, oh, this shit long. It'll take a while for this shit to turn. All right, cool. I get that. I see what it is.
Right.
So Sunday, when I went to get the car so we can fill the car up and leave the Airbnb, I was verbally accosted.
You was told about yourself?
I mean, not exactly that, but I was verbally accosted effectively. I mean, if we're going by pure definition. So I pull out the garage. I made the left. There are 3 cars off to the side. Not exactly sure what they were doing, but that wasn't my business. I ride past them to the light. I'm sitting at the light. About 15 seconds into my wait, they come to the light. 2 of the cars pull up behind me, but 1 car pulls up in the lane next to me. Okay. It was the woman. It was the woman in question. She looked at me and rolled down her window. Normally, in a situation like that, where we had no prior interaction, I don't know who the fuck you are, I would just ignore the shit out of her. Like, we would literally just be at this light with her trying to get my attention and me looking everywhere but in her face. But it's a tourist city. And on top of it being a tourist city and a tourist area that I've probably been to 20 times as an adult, maybe they were trying to ask for directions. Trying to get somewhere. Okay, cool. Cool. Maybe. So I roll the window down and I acknowledge her.
Oh, you on some Roman Reigns shit. Acknowledge people. Gotcha.
And she says, you know this light is never going to change, right? I simply said, okay, rolled my window back up, and continued waiting for the fucking light. Now, first of all, mind your fucking business.
Yeah.
Second, it's not like I was blocking your way. You're the first person in line in the lane next to me.
Right.
Literally, stay in your fucking lane. Literally. Stay in the lane. Right? Third, since she felt the need to tell me this, I can only assume that she wanted me to run the light.
That's exactly what she wanted.
No. Now, I've been there enough to feel comfortable maybe making a U-turn where I'm not supposed to. She was
trying to set your ass up.
That part. Like, I'm comfortable making a U-turn where I'm not supposed to actually make a U-turn. I've been there enough to feel comfortable doing that. I'm not purposely running a fucking red light in another state.
Also, why is she all in your business?
That part. So
you run it.
After I rolled my window up, she kept trying to get my attention. But about
who else was in the car with you?
Nobody. It was just me. So then is when I started to ignore her. After about 20 more seconds, the light turned green and I pulled off. So
why here's a rule of thumb. It was because you was in the car by yourself.
Oh, I'm sure.
Had you been in the car, it'd been me, you, Keith.
Yeah. So anyway, I get back to the unit. Now here's the only other issue that happened. It's not the worst thing. It just didn't. I'll explain at the end. It just really didn't make any sense to me at all. But whatever, everything don't gotta make sense to me. But I'm neurodivergent, so I want everything to make sense to me. Right. So I told y'all about Kelsey and Kim's. In my opinion, it's the best place to eat in Atlantic City by a pretty wide fucking margin. We didn't remember what time breakfast stopped on Sundays. So Chrissy called, and the person that answered said either 11 or 12. So not helpful at all. Okay. More on her later. She got on my fucking nerves. So at that time, we decided to assume that the answer was 11 and move accordingly. Right. Chrissy really wanted the grits, which are amazing, and that's what she wanted. Because that's what she wanted, I was trying to get there before breakfast ended. I didn't care personally if it was breakfast, lunch. Like, I was going to eat there because,
regardless,
that's the best place in Atlantic City as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I was going to eat there. So we told the people with us that we needed to leave the Airbnb by 10:30. That was literally only a half hour before we had to be out anyway. So Sunday morning, as 9 o'clock approached, Chrissy asked me to call back to the restaurant to get a confirmed time that breakfast ended. That should not have been necessary, right?
Facts.
But when I went to get the car, I called them anyway, and we confirmed at the time that breakfast ended at 12. All right, cool.
Man,
we are supposed to be getting out of the unit, but people were dragging their feet, just lazily trotting around along
like they had no place to be.
Yeah, along toward the end goal of potentially leaving the unit at some point.
I mean,
it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But it delayed our departure by like 15 minutes. Right. We get to Kelsey and Kim's, and it's packed. There are 9 of us. We go in.
Damn it. Keep going.
All right, we go in. Chrissy asked the dude, like, yo, how long is the wait? He says 45 minutes to an hour. Now I'm fuzzy on the details because I didn't hear the conversation. And even when talking about this afterwards, I specifically told anybody I talked to, I don't want the details. I don't need the details. The details aren't important because this was not that big a deal. And I'm not mad at any of them. Like, it wasn't that type of thing. I'm just confused, and I wanted some bit of clarity on the situation. Somebody said we should go somewhere else. Actually, before that happened, Chrissy made the statement because she asked the dude. She was like, "All right, so even though we're here now, if we wait for that hour, breakfast will be over, right?" And the dude was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Dang, so we're not getting no Kelsey and Kim breakfast." I said, "Who not?" And I walked over to the carryout, and I was about to place an order. And Chrissy was like, "Just get me some grits." I said, "Okay." So sometime among all of this, someone said we should go somewhere else. Again, I was going to get my Kelsey and Kim's. So that's what that was. So I placed the order, and one other person placed the order who was with us. Chrissy, after I made that order, came outside, Chrissy told me they were going to leave and go find somewhere else to eat, and she would come back and get me. I just said okay because it wasn't. There was really no way that the full situation could have been explained to me in that moment in a reasonable time. That it would have been selfish for me to even inquire as to what was going on at that moment. So I just said okay. They had found a place. The place said there was a 15-minute wait. So they went to that place. By the time they got to that place, that wait had turned into 45 minutes. Actually, I'm skipping around. So when she explains to me that they're going somewhere else, it immediately didn't make sense to me. And I know that when something doesn't make sense to me, I argue way more passionately than, any other type of potential disagreement. Like if I completely understand the logic of your decision, I just don't agree with it, I'm not going to argue that passionately. But if No, they don't do reservations, Shanta. If I understand your logic, but I just disagree, I'm gonna argue way more calmly than if I don't understand what the fuck is going on.
Right.
So I was like, I'm just gonna leave it alone for now. I'll find out later. But here's the thing: it was a Sunday morning in a tourist town. 90% of any of the places that were worth going were going to have a wait. Like this isn't like that's just
it wasn't exactly easy like Sunday morning.
Nigga, that's just normal behavior for that scenario. But anyway, before they left, the person who was driving the other vehicle asked me what was going on. I told him, I don't know. They leaving. They want to go somewhere else. He said, that don't make no sense. I said, I know, but I'm not the one making. I said, I'm not the one making the decisions.
Oh yeah.
I said, I'm not the one making the decisions.
I know they dumb, but it ain't.
I mean, I ain't gonna go that far because, like I said, I was getting what I wanted anyway, so I wasn't mad. I was just like, baffled.
I'm getting my breakfast.
I was just confused as fuck. He was mad though, but because he had to go, right? Because he was the other driver, so he had to go. So he agreed that it made no sense, and he had to go with him.
You agreed it didn't make any sense?
I mean, the first place they went, like I said, they called it first, and they said it would be a 15-minute wait. But by the time they got there, the wait was 45 minutes because, again, it's a Sunday in a tourist place. Yeah. All of the good places are going to have a wait. There's no way around that. That's just how that works.
It's like Mother's Day every restaurant.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. It's that type of scenario. So they ended up at some rinky-dink spot that didn't have a wait. Mm-hmm. The other driver hit me back up. It was like, yo, please put in the order for me. So he gave me his order. But back to the ditzy-ass girl who Chrissy called, and she told her that breakfast ended at 11 or 12. So clearly she was new.
12.
She was clearly new. She was a new cashier. She messed my order up.
Of course,
which resulted in me getting free food, though. It resulted in me getting free food.
You know what? It was all worth it.
So it's like you have a very horrible short-term memory, which is a terrible trait for somebody in your position. So before I made the second order for the driver, right, I was waiting in the lobby, and she asked me what my name was so that she can check on my order. I gave her my name. She walked 3 feet to the kitchen, asked the kitchen about my order. They told her my order was coming out soon. She walked 3 feet back. I said to her, hey, I want to put in another order. She said, okay. I put in due order. When I gave her my phone number, she said, James, ma'am.
Yo, it's not even like your name was Czechoslovakian.
Right.
A bunch of fucking consonants.
Like what is happening? What is what?
She's like Jimmy? All right.
Like, nigga, I just don't. First of all,
nobody calls you Jimmy, did he?
No. But first of all, since I come there that often, my number is already in the system. When she put my number in, my name pops up. So when I made my first order,
right,
she said, James? I said, yes. Because that made sense. She had never seen me before. I was making an order. That made sense. But when I made the second order, after just telling her what my name is, 40 seconds earlier, and she's like, James? Ma'am. Miss Ma'am. What do you... Anyway, so then I could no longer offer excuses. Like I said, she asked for my order. I mean, she asked for my name, went to check the order, came back. I ordered another thing. She asked for what name. What? So a few minutes later, the other driver came in. No, before he came in, my order comes out. I go outside. I'm starving at this point. I open the order. She got the order wrong.
Of course she did.
I come back in. By now, luckily, there was another cashier. So I just dealt with her from that point forward. She got my shit right. And she was like, let me get, you said, you know what, never mind. You keep that because we fucked up. I'm going to go ahead and get them to make you what you were supposed to have.
Right.
Good thing about it is it wasn't something I don't eat. It's just something I didn't want. Like I ordered chicken and waffles. I think the idea of chicken and waffles with chicken with bones in it is stupid. So I always get tenders. They gave me wings.
Turkey with pancakes?
No, nigga. They gave me wings instead of tenders. And I explicitly asked for tenders because again, I think the idea.
I mean, I get that. I do get that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, like however, I don't need bones.
Wings might have convinced me though. Like,
no, the wings hit. I ate them later.
Oh,
because again, I got them for free. She was like, "Keep the wings, because we fucked up. I'm gonna get them to make you some fresh tenders."
But they garlic wings?
Okay, huh?
Were they garlic wings?
No, just regular fried wings. I mean, but they were still amazing. But
it was still hit.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other girl, she made everything right. A few minutes later, the driver came. We had to wait like 3 more minutes for his food to come out. And we left to go back and meet up with the group. Going into the place they were in kind of solidified my annoyance and put me into reserve mode.
Of course it did.
Like I said, all of this wasn't one thing. It was everything combined. The fact that as a collective, niggas wanted to drag their feet, but suddenly now you're so famished that you couldn't possibly wait a normal, busy restaurant.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
It's like, bro. Then the fact that they still ended up effectively waiting the same amount of time that they were going to wait for objectively lower quality food.
Did you hit anybody with I told you so?
Because I was overstimulated at that point. So I wasn't about to joke with any of them. Well, joke on any of them. I'm not saying that they didn't like their food because I don't know if they like their food.
I think I might have went out of my way, even though
stupid. No, I'm not doing all that. It wasn't that big a deal. Like I said, I wasn't mad. I was just confused.
Look, I get it. I'm just saying that I might have felt
because you're a troll. Because you're a troll. No, I wasn't about to do all that. So again, the fact that they was dragging their feet, but they were now so famished that they couldn't possibly wait normal restaurant busy times.
They was hungry.
Fact that they still ended up effectively waiting that amount of time for objectively lower quality food. Not saying that they didn't like their food. This is just me sticking by my earlier statement about how good the place is that I ate from was.
Right.
The fact that we were about to come back to this place, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. The fact that I couldn't really eat yet because of everything going on. The fact that the driver almost killed us in his swastika car. So I was telling him that I had never ridden in a swastika car before.
I've been in one.
And he was like, what you say? I said, a swastika car. He said, oh, I thought you said that. Yeah, I didn't. I bought this before. Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
Like all the motherfuckers did.
Yeah, the vast majority of people bought them before they realized how terrible.
He showed his ass.
Yeah. So he was like, oh, okay. So he showed me how to get in the car. And he has this thing that he has to show off. When we got to the main street, he was like, all right, watch this. He then immediately proceeded to jump to like 70 miles per hour. Now, that wasn't the issue.
Yeah,
that in and of itself was fine.
You should be happy about that. I mean, it's built like a tank. So.
No, nigga, it ain't one of those. It ain't. But no, the 0 to 70 was fine with me. The issue was he scared himself at one point and he almost lost control of the fucking car.
Okay,
now, on the slowdown, that was the problem.
That's a bit.
That was the issue. So then, out of all the people, another thing is that led to me being overstimulated. Out of all the people who were with us, the majority of the motherfuckers were extroverts. So, because of all of that, by the time I really got a chance to eat, I was completely overstimulated. Like, completely. Fortunately, unfortunately for her, but fortunately, Gigi was too. So, when we parked to go back to the boardwalk, I stayed in the car.
On the boardwalk.
I stayed in the car to recover and to eat. And she also stayed. Now, if I was going to eventually come to meet them on the boardwalk after I finished my food. But because Gigi stayed and the other driver, he came into Chrissy's car to eat his food too, because he also didn't get a chance to eat. He asked Gigi was she okay? And she was like, I'm just overstimulated. I said, twin, son. All right, bet. You leave. We're going to stay here. we going to stay here in this cool air-conditioned vehicle. And we going to chill. We ended up working on the book while we was in there. And I started doing show notes. So we made it very productive because I brought my laptop. So we made that very productive. We were away from people and all of their noise and their
peopling.
Yeah, bro, it was amazing. So, but like I said, nobody really did anything wrong or anything like that. It was just a lot that was happening in a really short span of time. Then on the way back home, the sky decided to open up several times. So we were riding through torrential downpour for a good portion of the ride back home. So to wrap this trip up, I haven't had a trip where anything went wrong in a long time. But the things that went wrong here were kind of pretty much all out of our control to a degree. We didn't book early enough. We didn't stay long enough. It rained like Noah and them had just finished building the ark.
Listen, you had total control over that part.
Yeah, basically. So,
what's up, E?
What up? So that's what that was. The other twin on Facebook made a post the day that we was out talking about why am I still outside? It was like 2:00 in the morning when we went to karaoke.
Nah,
so I saw it yesterday.
I
saw it yesterday and I said, you had a great time. She said, I did. We got to do it again. I said, but
not till 2.
Not like that.
Not like this.
Because we getting up.
Not like this.
We getting up there in age. We don't want to have to cram all that shit into one day. That's going to last from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m.
For those that don't know or ain't there yet, naps are wonderful. Like 2 in the morning, I'm gonna be unconscious.
You can say that as many times as you want to, my guy. But yeah, that's it.
All right. So we would like to thank everybody once again for joining us for another rousing edition of Black Culture Geeks podcast. Remember, there is always music. Always music. There's music from the past, music in the present, and future music. Some of it might not even be hip hop. Just saying.
A little bit.
There's always music. So go check out any of Graydon Square's new music or old music. Any of my man GA's new music or old music. Any of SBJ's new music or old music.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, yours truly. Because, get them goddamn streams up. Yeah, we appreciate that. Also, don't forget, check out my sister, his soon-to-be significant other, Chrissy's. Heard it through the Grapevine podcast.
She's already my significant other. She's
no, that's reserved for married couples.
No, it's not though. I'm fairly certain it's not how that works.
Listen. That's what we're doing.
Oh.
And also, Metas and Mutants with Super Saigon. My man Hendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Go check that out as well. If you haven't purchased a comic book yet, you know what to do.
Absolutely.
Go to majesticcomics.shop, get a comic book. If you haven't supported the Singularity Kickstarter yet, we still got 14 days left to go. Go over there and cop one of them books. And so for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.
Peace.